I
Because
think
it's been a while since we've been in this campaign.
Yep, just missing Loki.
All right, so which one of us is playing Chester Cheetah and which one of us is playing fucking Chex Quest guy? Does that character have a name? The one you play as?
I'm Joe Camel.
Iconic Chex Quest.
Joe
That would be a choice for Chex Quest, the cereal video game.
I'll be Smokey the Bear.
Joe Camel.
I'm always at odds with Joe Camel. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
So you're telling me that in addition to our Disney Princess game, and now we're gonna have
a mascot game.
Do you just want our YouTube channel to be smote into nothing?
Like anyone watches it anyway.
I know.
We're getting beef with Disney. We're getting beef with all the cereal companies.
Well, they say there's no such thing as bad press, so I aim to stress test that.
Okay, but if someone plays that Lucky Charms leprechaun, then there is going to be a constant trio of little kids that are just there to bully and make fun of you.
How dare you be short and Irish and value your own property?
You can't. Fuck you. You can't have cereal.
And the Tricks Rabbit team up to smite all the orphans of the world.
You're Irish. Irish people don't get cereal. Fuck off. A dark, gritty reboot. Fucking
yep.
I actually found a Reddit page that had someone made a bunch of the Disney princesses as D&D characters.
Yeah, I saw that same art as well.
The princess with class or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm totally lifting the one for
this is Pocahontas. But it is funny.
The animals don't speak in Pocahontas, right?
They do not, but a tree does.
Interesting.
Like, I didn't really care for the singing in the Hercules movie for Disney either. But like, it didn't draw it back as much as the gargoyles and Hunchback, though. Like, at least they kept with the theme in Hercules, and it didn't detract from the actual story.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, the Hercules movie in general had a fairly healthy, goofy edge to it in general.
But that one
Hunchback, when it got serious, it's like, this is serious.
They're like talking fire and hell and like this guy's obsession with this one woman and just to the point of insanity.
It should be added.
Did it?
Racial profiling, technically.
Yeah.
Like, as I said, I very much enjoyed that movie, but
80s kids movies and 90s kids movies even.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's late 90s, if not 2000s.
But I mean, like it was up and through until the 2000s where they started doing a lot more quarantining of the PG-13. Now, like, if you go to see a PG movie, it is just a train wreck of nothing but for people who are like 10 and under.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking weird that they made a Hunchback of Notre Dame through Disney anyway, because the original play, I think I've heard it ends with him digging up Esmeralda's grave and cuddling her corpse.
Wasn't
the original Little Mermaid, she dies in the end.
Oh yeah,
and then turns into
after killing the prince.
Wasn't Doctor Strange PG-13?
Yeah. Somehow. I don't know who they paid.
I don't know how they fucking floated that one. I don't know.
Like, I just watched Thor Love and Thunder on Sunday, which was also PG-13. Those are not the same ratings of movies. Like, Like,
Oh,
Thor Love and
maybe-
Thunder ended with him temporarily giving magic powers to freaking kidnapped children so they can fight shadow monsters. And it was all wholesome and fun. And Doctor Strange involves him binding the souls of the damned to his possessed corpse. They're not the same.
Jeez, spoilers.
Not to yeah, I've seen horror flicks that were like, oh wow, that's not anywhere near as.
Yeah, the first Friday the 13th movie was less graphic and violence, though admittedly more nudity.
Oh yeah, they didn't exactly have the means to actually depict someone. Well, I guess they could have practical effects. But it would be much more challenging for them to depict someone's head imploding from the fucking butt.
Yeah. If we ever figure out how to transverse universes, we're gonna have to find one. Which Disney did Les Mis?
Give it time. Give it another 10 years.
Yep.
This is you just got me on an interpretation of a piece of media. Have you guys ever seen Shrek the Musical? It's on Netflix.
I have not. I know
not.
it's a thing, but I haven't seen it.
How is
In
it
that
on
musical,
Netflix?
I'm guessing we've all seen Shrek the movie, right? We're all
Yeah. I've seen the
there's a-
first two. I just kind of tuned out after that, honestly.
I've seen the 3 of them. The first
They
3.
add this interesting piece of lore in the interpretation where Lord Farquaad is actually the son of Grumpy the Dwarf in Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting interpretation.
To explain why he's short?
Yes.
That someone just can't be short?
No, they have to be half dwarf.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's like how every screenwriter likes, they try to give a reason for why a character is non-violent, so they usually come up with some sort of like tragic backstory. It's like, someone could just not be pro-violence. It doesn't have to stem from personal tragedy. Like, not wanting to kill people can just be a thing you decide to do.
That's not a human
Lord
trait.
Farquaad himself, however, is not played by a little person, rather with a full-grown man hiding his legs behind a cape and his knees.
They literally just could have written it out then. You literally could have removed the whole short joke thing, and the main thrust would have still been fine. He had other gags that were funny that weren't height related.
I'm sure there's some actual dwarves that want to be in acting. They could have hired an actual dwarf.
That's right.
I remember that drama when the that last Willy Wonka movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
How they had one guy play every dwarf, and like every dwarf in the acting community was like up in arms and freaking out, like, "How can you do this? This is our one movie."
Oh yeah, and there was something I recall getting canceled or changed because the actor from Game of Thrones complained about dwarven representation, and
I think it
everyone
was,
else was
wasn't it like a live action Snow White?
possibly.
I think
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
hearing
they just
something.
shortened a bunch of people with editing.
Mm-hmm.
It is an interesting debate,
Not
with,
everything can be the
with
original. Willow.
dwarves and acting, because I've been sort of into acting and that sort of thing since I've been in high school, and it is an interesting history of even early acting and actual real life dwarves, or I guess little people is what most of them like to be called.
Yeah.
It's like there was a field they were able to get into super early, and now in modern day there's a super heated debate in the probably, I would guess, a pretty limited community of little people who are actors over whether or not they should take roles that are like fantasy dwarves or like halflings or anything like that. Because I remember I read Warwick Davis, the guy who played R2D2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also was in Willow and shit.
Yeah, that was Willow was one, because I remember like a good third of that movie was in. I forgot they had their own in fantasy species name, but it was like an entire community, and it was all a cast of little people, like each and every person.
Like even the children and everything.
Yep. Yeah. It was
Obviously,
very.
he's like, I'm great with that. He's done many of those roles, but then like.
But then the guy who played in Game of Thrones, he's very anti that kind of role.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah. He's very anti any role that's made specifically for a little person.
I mean, part of that can just be him not wanting to be pigeonholed, which I do kind of understand, because he did appear in a few comedy movies and stuff where the fact that he was a little person was just the joke, which is not super fun. I did see some art house movie or whatever on Amazon a few weeks back that it was late night and I felt like watching something where he was one of the leads, and the only comment they made on his height is when he was talking to someone through a door, and then they open the door and they see him, and she says, "You sounded shorter." That was the only comment in the entire movie, and I kind of loved that.
Is that the one where he's like the famous thief or something?
No, it's one where he thinks he's the last person in the world, that everyone just randomly just died, so he's just wandering around this town, cleaning up people's houses and collecting overdue library books, because he is definitely an introvert, so the whole everyone in the rest of the world dying was more of a speed bump than a existential crisis.
But from what I understand, he's actually against like even other people doing such roles.
Yeah, that's when it kind of gets a little ridiculous. I'm like, if they want to take the roles and they like that, it's their choice to make those roles. They shouldn't be pigeonholed to have to take those roles if they're going to try to branch out to other roles.
But a lot of them, that's kind of like their one way to get their foot in the door, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's how he got his foot in the door. He took a role that was designed to be someone who was short, who was supposed to be a little person, who had that disorder. Like, and then he's penalizing. He's saying other people shouldn't do it when he himself succeeded because of it.
Yeah. I did enjoy the announcement behind the scene things for the Willow sequel they're doing, where it's Warwick Davis and he's at a picnic table with all of his co-stars for the movie, and they're all like young actors in their 20s. And he's like, well, except for one, so what did you think when you first saw Willow in theaters and it was 1984? And he goes, Warwick, I wasn't born yet. Just walks off. It was all played for a joke, but
yeah.
Anyways, let's play the game where we're all playing dwarves. Why don't we?
Segway. Wouldn't you know it? This week's question: who would you have play as an actor? No, I'm joking.
Hey, don't steal my shtick. That's my first question every campaign.
That's not this week's question. I feel like we should probably do a recap though, since it's been a month.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't remember what the last thing we did was.
All I remember is we caught the 3-bow, and, raided it and captured it. And
shit. I remember. Aren't we in the middle of that, like, escape plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're dealing
equation
with
of escape plan right there.
That weird gassy thing after we captured it. We were going to repair it, took the wheel off. Turns out this weird cloud of nanobots or whatever the fuck they are.
Death.
Teeny tiny. It's like a glowing mosquito swarm that consumes
nanobots.
Like the. Have you guys ever seen that episode of SpongeBob with the nematodes?
Yes.
So yeah, they're coming for us, and we had this roundabout plan of using different like wind spells, water spells,
just throwing everything we can at to delay it.
Fireballs. Basically, just trying to delay it until we can get the wheel back on, so we can hightail it out of here. Meanwhile, I'm on the one bow with, I think it's just me and Ivy kind of watching from a distance because the boat was like, fuck this, we're not getting eaten if this one's getting eaten.
Yeah, that's where you're doing.
And I just stayed on it, so we had somebody of our crew that they didn't try to ditch out on us.
I think, thank you for giving me a good litmus test to see how old someone is, Michael, is that if they try to explain an abstract concept by referencing TikTok, then they're very young. And if they use it to referencing SpongeBob, then at least they were alive in the
90s. It's also one of the episodes that was always on, was the nematode episode.
Yeah, it really was.
That one and the Krusty Krab pizza one.
Yep. My personal favorite of all was the Krusty Krab training video.
Mine was when he ripped his pants.
Other than SpongeBob wasn't even the 90s, was it? It was like 99.
I
when it
just
came out.
looked it up. Yeah, May 1st, 1999 is when it first aired.
Yeah.
As a preview.
But you were alive in the 90s.
Alive in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I was born in 95, so I remember when those were just starting.
Yeah, it's to have formed permanent memories. You would have had to have been alive in the 90s, if not the 80s. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much what happened last time. You fought some hydras, some wall tentacles. Narrowly avoid getting sucked into a vortex whirlpool.
And now we have a boat, if we can keep it. But I think we worked out the time pretty well.
What did we do last time? And I looked at the screen and I was like, what's with all this math on the screen?
Save the notes.
We worked so hard on figuring out all that stuff. I was not going to let us lose it. Yeah, we'll have to do it all again.
Yeah, there was like a lot of math involved. Like, yeah, like Jiggless's little base notes there.
All right. Let's see. Recording. So, we'll do the question. By the way, happy session 50, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What is your happy place? And if you say not here, thinking that you're being funny, your character will die.
Wait, us or our characters' happy place?
Your characters. I don't care about you in real life.
Okay, I was gonna have to hang up if it was the other way around.
Well-stocked
Yes.
Will
library.
we only be named for anywhere but here?
How would you, the real life player, describe your relationship with your mother? No. Okay. So well-stocked.
Sometimes
library.
a cigar is just a cigar. For Fergus, it's on a pier fishing, preferably with sunlight. Because a pier down here fishing doesn't sound appetizing.
Yeah, probably for Taskell hammering away at the forge, making something useful yet that will be treasured as a work of art.
For Jigless, it's sitting on an island that he owns, tanned and rested and alone, surrounded by enormous piles of money.
How do you tan?
He turns a little bit darker green.
But
like
you don't know what the sun
You
is.
oil them up, it starts to sizzle, you flip them over.
But he doesn't know what the sun is.
Mm-hmm.
Said
Well, he
anything about
knows
the
in
sun.
theory.
Lays down on a big iron skillet.
No. He just coats himself in hot oil and Bisquick.
I didn't say the island was underground. He wants to go above ground.
Well, he doesn't know what sun is. No, here, I have a solution. He gets tanned by going down in the water until he reaches lava pools and just kind of gets heated from the water down there.
All right, fine. Take the tanned out.
I mean, is just back home a sufficient answer?
But like where back home? It could be a mental. Doesn't have to be like a literal place as well. It could be like a where you go in your head, so to speak. You know.
All right, yeah. Then let me look at my backstory. What did I say? Like a library or something? She was at.
God, a lot of nerds in this party.
I mean, her and Nolgrim both are just wanted to be in a library.
Mm-hmm.
And a more well-stocked library than Nolgrim's here.
We're going to have to appoint a librarian for Dammerhall, and you two are going to have to fight to the death over that.
Right.
Oh, man. So, follow-up question. How does Fergus feel about being the party jock?
Feels pretty good.
You were the skinny kid in school, and then you came with these guys, and you're suddenly the jock.
Feels pretty good. Is up at the mech behind him.
Only because Thrum died.
No, you see, I'm the jock that just runs track.
Mm-hmm.
Thrum was the jock that played football.
Yeah.
I imagine he wrestled too. Weirdo.
Okay, we'll meet halfway. Rugby.
Man,
If anyone invented rugby in Fantasyland, it's the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Or the orcs.
I'm trying to remember why that one time in high school they brought out my entire PE class to sit in the stands and watch wrestling practice. That was weird.
Yeah.
You just sat there for an hour and watched a bunch of skinny guys in tights grab each other's ass. Which, I mean,
for what class was this?
PE?
One little thing
trying to get people.
I'm going to, since we're on the topic of sports and stuff, I remember a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago now, I was looking up, like, could you make a professional sports player in Pathfinder Galarian?
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple sports that are actually canon in the setting, and one of them is actually really close to the setting that we're doing when we do Legacy of Fire. So if anyone wants to be an basically football player, it's completely in canon, and that could be the reason why you're taking new work, because you got kicked off the team.
Got too old and slow.
All right. Now it's time to see if our attacks are too old and slow.
You got kicked off the team for taking some alchemy potions from Andoran.
for abusing bear strength potions.
I freaking love that joke from Shaolin Soccer, where all of a sudden, like, the enemy team gets really, really good, and then the coach in the sand, the drugs from America are working. Oh, fucking course.
Oh, that was such a fun movie.
Yeah. I think it's the same guy who did Kung Fu Hustle. He does like an entire martial arts parody subgenre.
Didn't we watch Shaolin Soccer together on Discord one time?
Yeah, that was, I think, our first movie night together.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the second. The first one was The Babysitter, I think.
Oh, well, that was our Halloween movie marathon.
Gotcha.
It was Loki and I for the first part of it, and then you popped in later on, and no one else showed up because they hate us personally.
Yeah, but no, Shaolin Soccer was before that because we watched that before.
Time gets all fucky-wucky in my brain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's good music. I just have a song labeled "Action." Let's do that. So, where we last left off, the Amber Mist is closing in. Freya is rapidly trying to reattach the wheel onto the 3-bow.
Gombo, please see our notes of last session.
Yep.
And
it's going to take her 30 minutes, and we've got a plan to buy 40 minutes.
Does the Gombo rate higher than the 3-bow?
Yes.
No, you see, it's mispronounced anyways as Gombo, but it's actually pronounced Gunbow, and it's the only one with black powder cannons on the top.
You see, as the god of this realm, I am all of the Daka.
There is no Gumbo, Fergus. Get to work. We're going to lose the ship.
This is a shitty time to get religion.
I'm on the other boat. I'm on the other boat. Fuck off.
Okay. So, I believe, since you guys have already done the math when we established all the spells last time, I believe that we just needed a carpenter's tools check from Freya.
Oh, big money, big money. No way.
Just a flat roll.
Whatever you get.
Do we have anything that could help him out, give him advantage?
Most of you are throwing out spells, so that is the helping out.
Gotcha.
I would say anything you can use the Flash of Genius or Enhance Ability. If you have that spell, you can give yourself basically advantage on checks. I know that, but I'm not sure if you have that spell.
The anticipation's going to have to rise a little bit more. My mouse just ran out of batteries.
Oh, no.
Whatever you do, don't ask me to roll for you.
Dramatic electrical timing.
Mm-hmm.
The roll will be determined by how quickly you can field repair the mouse.
Well, while he's getting the battery, I will say that is a good spell if anyone ever wants to take a utility spell that's not for combat. Enhance Ability is very helpful because it can be used for anything, really.
Yeah, especially since you could apply it to a specific ability score rather than one spell for each ability score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of those marked little spellcasting improvements.
Yeah, so like Bear's Endurance, Owl's Wisdom, all that shit is all combined into one.
Oh, that's nice.
But what it does is basically give you advantage on any skill checks. And Fun fact: initiative counts as a skill check. So if you give yourself enhanced dexterity, you get advantage on initiative. I learned that the other day when I was going through books, and then I was going online. Someone referenced something, and I had to go back and check it. I can't remember what page it was, but yeah, initiative is technically a skill check, so it applies.
We dramatically continue to wait for Michael.
I'm down 115 pounds now, by the way.
Nice.
Wow. Congratulations.
I'm down to 295 rather than the 405 I was this time last year.
How's the healing process going?
Mostly better. I'm waiting until August 1st to go back to work like I told them I was going to, just because I'd rather, because they said I'm fully healed after 6 weeks, but I'm usually safe to go back to work after 4. I'd rather just wait until I'm fully healed instead of, because if I'm not fully healed, there's a bigger risk of hernias. There's a bigger risk of all that shit.
Yeah.
And last thing I want is a hernia after getting part of my stomach.
Yeah.
And relearning how to eat took a little bit of time, but I've basically figured it out now. I just weigh everything out at the get-go after I cook something, and then I have like all the meals set aside in small little Tupperware things in the fridge. Can't eat anything carb though. I tried having like a mini taco from it was like a soft taco from like a taco place. It was like I even weighed it, like it was like 3 ounces, but the corn tortilla did not agree with me. Also, I can't have steak, which is a bummer.
That sucks. Now you have a goal in life.
I can't have steak, and I can't have red meat in general for 6 months.
And is it steak forever, or is it just
steak? Is probably forever, just because when they do the surgery, they reduce the hole that your intestines connect to your stomach. So steak doesn't get always. It's almost impossible to get steak chewed up completely. So breaking it down in your stomach before it passes in your intestine doesn't happen fast enough, and then it gets stuck and makes you vomit, I guess. So the only thing I could have steak-wise is like carne asada or something where they already chop it up so fucking fine before they serve it. But it's a little different. But anyway, Michael's back, and he rolled pretty good on his carpentry roll.
Yep.
Got a 22, pretty snazzy, if you do ask me.
Oh yeah, you managed to get that wheel on with 10 minutes to spare. Now you need to outrun the cloud.
Now let's get her underway.
All right, so who is driving the 3-bow and who is driving the 1-bow? Because you currently only have one Jigless who's proficient in driving a ship. Because you definitely killed the last guy on the other ship.
And you said it's a strength check, right?
Yeah, it's strength ship proficiency.
Was there anybody on our 1-bow ship that was the was sailing, was driving when our driver was asleep?
Nope. It was only Jigless.
Okay.
You guys.
And I think the only ones that are on the 1-bow of character-wise, there's me, there's Iago, and then there's Ivy, and none of us have a strength modifier.
I got a strength modifier.
But you're on the other ship, and they're a ways away, so with the crow with me.
Let me see.
Can you fast dash there?
All right, so I should still have fly cast on me from before.
Yeah.
So if we have someone on here that can do it, can I pilot the ship with my suit?
I mean, it's like a 10-foot tall suit trying to grab a teeny tiny little wheel.
Well, but
I would say a disadvantage for not having the proper size for it, but you could do it.
Are the wheels not made like I guess, I don't know, in some fashion to allow larger creatures to use them? Because it is only a large size, and with our large size creatures that we've seen captaining these ships,
like Durgar are enlarged all the time. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean they pilot the ship while enlarged.
I mean, I can try it, but again, I'm just doing a flat roll.
So it would be a disadvantage, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there someone? How many strength people do we have? We have.
Everyone on that boat that isn't this boat have strength scores, except for the boat we're on.
Keep in mind that the strength score is just for steering the boat. The people down below are the ones going to be moving it forward, which is arguably more important currently.
That's true. We don't have to be the greatest at steering, apart from just keeping away from the cloud.
Yes. And if you're wondering why there wasn't anyone amongst the crew that was a proficient helmsman, I would like to remind you that you did ask Ignis to round up a crew in a single day.
Mhm.
So you're not exactly getting the top brass here.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try it. I mean, we're trying to get out of here in a hurry, so
Mhm.
it would. The question. I don't think anyone really thinks be like, oh, hey, we don't have anyone who can pilot that ship really well.
Nope, it's just go, 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 go.
Mm.
So I'll wait until the person doing the 3-bow rolls their drive check,
That would be Jigless.
so I can let everyone down in style.
And it's unfortunate. I don't think the Cloud of Doom follows bear rules.
And thus, what's your strength modifier there?
Fat 0. Again, everyone on this boat has exactly 0 strength modifier of characters that we have.
Is this
stats
a
for.
check or a saving throw?
It's check.
And you're on the other boat, so. Because I remember I specifically said me, Iago, and Ivy are on this boat. And Iago has a strength of 10. Ivy, I think, has a strength of 8. And I have a strength of 10, so.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. Okay.
Well, remember, at least you're going.
Yeah, you're getting away from the cloud no matter what. This is
Yeah, if you were somehow within 30 feet of me, I could use Flash of Genius to let
definitely
you add.
not within 30 feet.
But yeah, just the size of the ship probably.
I honestly think either Taskell or Miku even would probably be the best bets for our second pilot until we get back to port.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it's got a 3 strength.
Just
Yeah,
don't
Miku has a
get
4
eaten
strength.
by the cloud.
Jigless, which direction are you taking the 3-bow that's named that you haven't researched yet?
In the direction that it is pointing. I'm just getting out of the way of this thing first. Once I get clear of it, then we'll worry about going back south.
Jigless, do you know if these things are maneuverable or if they just go one direction? Like, is it going to come after us?
Oh, the clouds? I mean, they're not speedy when they change directions. We'll be able to
I
get
think
past
what he's
it
asking is,
quickly.
will it follow us, or is it just going in a direction?
Oh, I don't think they'll follow us.
Yeah, you would know, Jigless, that you guys ever played one of those like video games or something where there's like an object in the environment where it starts trying to get close to you if you're within like a certain radius of it, but if you pull far enough away, it just ignores you then?
Yeah.
It's like that. If you're close, it'll start course correcting towards you, but then once you get some distance, it just goes, fuck it. All right.
Fuck it, that ship's probably bitter anyway.
All right, this should be good.
Oh, God. We've split the expedition.
Yep.
So, the
We'll have
one
lights
bow.
on. It shouldn't be too hard to just follow the other boat.
So the one bow.
But don't
is the
worry,
green
the
one.
other boat can't go back to port without us because we need to figure out how to hide Fergus.
Though I don't think we know that yet.
Yeah, I haven't told you all that yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay,
didn't know
you
that
haven't?
yet.
I thought you told us that last time. All right.
I mean, both ships have lights on, so it shouldn't be too hard to just see the other boat.
It's a little bit harder in the Sea of Amber Mist because there's those glowing clouds.
Okay, fine.
Do we get? Oh no!
Nice knowing you, fellas.
Let me roll to see if there's anything on this cave wall. I'll take off the action music as. See, I was going to give Cope the direct. I rolled randomly to see where you were going on the one bow, Fergus. And then I was going to let Cope choose because there's a possibility you both just randomly go in the same direction. But Cope said whichever way was already pointing, so I rolled randomly for him as well.
Yeah, you are keeping in mind, right, that the one bow had already been going off in that direction for all the time we were doing that plan, right?
Yes.
All right, just making sure. Because I don't want it to be a situation where it's like, oh, they're somehow right next to us, even though they've been going
Yeah.
for a while. like 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, because these are each 12 miles, and you can look up the speeds of the ships, so it's still very reasonable to say you're just one hex separated. All right, let me find in my notebook where I put those tables.
The worst part is you guys have the navigator too, because she was helping you defend against the fucking mist. Oof.
All right.
Also, I have the bag of holding, so if I die, it really is gone now.
Shit, go back.
I have the bag of holding, and I even have the hat of holding.
You lucky bastard, you. So, just a little shop talk for you. So you currently don't have a navigator because you were going off in a panic. So there was a chance that you would get lost, an 8 in 10 chance you would get lost, and then along the wall there's an 18 in 2010 chance that there will be a monster lair on the side of the wall here. Both probability rolls said that you wouldn't get lost and there wouldn't be a monster on this deck. You got very lucky, my friend.
You're talking about them, I assume, because
the one bow.
Because I'm not near a wall on mine.
No, the green one is the 3-bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I got that. I got that
Didn't
reversed.
Yep.
If we'd mentioned.
Here, let me just do this real quick. This is temporary anyway. All right. So you guys are now miles separated. About 20 miles.
Fuck. I just imagine Jiggles whistling as he's
But we could still
finally
see each
got
other
his
because the
hand.
lights, right?
Finally got his hand on a 3-bow, dreaming of being the greatest pirate on the sea, and somebody goes, "Hey, you're following the other ship, right?" Oh,
Other ship?
ship.
And I believe the 3-bow has the bitter whale corpse that you guys
Yeah.
snagged.
Yes. All right. Did anybody see which way it went?
Could I attempt navigation or something?
Are you proficient in navigator's tools?
Cartographer's
Nobody
tools.
watched which way it went.
That's for making maps, not navigating. So I will roll for Ignis, who is proficient in navigator tools.
I'm sorry, how the fuck they get so far away without us noticing?
We're panicking from the mist, I guess.
Also, light doesn't go as far as you guys are thinking it is. You're not the sun. Let's see. Navigator's tools.
Oh yeah, I just said it. I don't really know off the dome how far someone can see a light, especially in these conditions, which are like none that I've ever been in real life, other than like I've never even been out on the lake at night. So
it does not go far. It is. I have been on the shore of a lake at night, and it is truly terrifying how short light goes.
Yeah, you sent that one video.
Yeah, Richard
I
found
sent that one video.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you have a light source, it makes it harder to see other light because it basically surrounds you with light, which means you can't see in the darkness as well. Makes matters even worse.
yeah, it's like a stage, you know. If you've ever been on like a stage when it has all the lights on,
yeah,
you can't see into the audience because it's just a void because you have the lights on you.
Yeah, there's definitely an irony to the fact that if you're a kid who's scared of the dark, you actually have better visibility if you don't have a light on than if you do have like a small light source to make you feel better.
Yeah, because your eyes adjust.
Yeah, so you're actually able to make out things a lot better. So, Ignis on the 3-bow, when you guys are realizing that you lost the scrimshaw, marches over and retrieves the navigator's logbook. Because the ships on the Sunless Sea, they call it clicks of the wheel, where there's an intentionally like a little like notch within the helm of the ship that makes a little clicking sound, so they can record how many degrees it turns. so they can keep track of their facing in the darkness. So she consults that, and she does her own maps with her tools. She rolled a 23, by the way. So she has figured out that the Scrimshaw was probably heading southeast.
Bringing her around.
Meanwhile, on the Scrimshaw, Fergus, you're at the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Ivy and Iago are next to you. The crew are happy enough to be away from the cloud, though it is starting to dawn on them they don't see what happened to that big ship filled with treasure and food. And Ivy says, "So, what's the plan here?"
The plan is for now, if there's nothing attacking us, that we hold for as long as we're able to before we start going stir crazy. And if they haven't found us by whatever it counts as nightfall, we'll press on after that.
Okay, then.
I mean, do you know how to navigate around here?
Nope,
Our navigator, our pilot.
I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you. I'm just, bad situation. Hopefully, one of those clouds doesn't come back, and you see them floating off in the distance.
Right. That, and looks at the other people and kind of doesn't say that out, but kind of just thinks to himself, "God, I hope there's no mutiny." Yeah, I'm just basically having us drift for now, and probably do that for a couple hours at least to see if they can find us. And checking my inventory, see if there's anything I can. Nope. Oh wait, no, I have the copycat journal. I will write in that because I know Nogrum has the other one, and I will.
Dear Nogrum, I'm sitting here in the dark, wishing you were near.
I basically write him a note saying that we've managed to put some distance across from us and the mist. I miss you dearly. Yes.
Here's the question: does Nogrum check the copycat journal? Because it doesn't make a sound when it comes through.
Yeah, he would be. Just because once they realized they lost track of them, he'd be trying to keep in contact.
New copycat journal, who it is.
Yes, Fergus, you write that message right next to all the messages that Nolgrim sent you, saying "you up."
I'm so alone.
That was the last time that you guys used it.
No, you see, that's the last time we used it. We didn't know that one time when he summoned that really judgy demon as practice, it grabbed the copycat journal and just wrote about how ashamed of us he is. But I basically informed them that we're staying stationary for the moment, and I don't know where we are or how far we got away from him or them. But our best chance of them finding us is to stay put if a lot of them could find where we went to. Otherwise, we'll try to push on if you don't find us by the next, I'll say, 6 hours.
Nolgrim will write
Ask
back
them if they're near a cave wall.
Nolgrim will say that. Well, write back that says, "We know the approximate direction you headed. Do you have any landmarks or any sort of anything beyond just open sea to give us an idea of where we could find you?"
We're near a wall, and otherwise fairly empty.
All right. Nolgrim will let that be known to the party and the navigator, and probably say, "Do we want to get near a wall and then let them know to turn on our lights when we get near a wall?"
Oh, we're keeping our lights on already, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we want to be less noticeable to people right now.
I look over at Ignis and say, I think we just go back to the square one and just start following the wall down until we get them. We have no way of knowing how far they went.
Is there any way? They don't know where to go, right? They don't have any navigator.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck. I was gonna say, why don't we just each take them back to port? But
I'm gonna basically talk to the crew, and I don't really know how I would say it, but my character probably would, and basically talk them up about the crew of the other ship is on their way to retrieve us. I've been in communication with them, and We just got to keep our spirits high for a few hours while they find us.
Mhm.
And other than that, I'll have Iago and Ivy keep an eye on them as I use the spyglass to kind of keep an eye out for the 3-bow. And if I can see them, I'm going to basically do that, lighting one of my arrows on fire with a rag and firing it as a signal if I see them.
3
No
days
roll for
later.
no roll of persuasion necessary because the 1-bow is still crewed by the people that you've hired.
Mhm.
So they're a little bit. Your plan is logical, and they're more likely to stick with you than the ones that you're holding hostage over on the 3-bow. As a side note, it popped in my head randomly when you're using the copycat journal, and I just have to give voice to this thought. Sending nudes in the copycat journal would be more impressive because you'd actually have to do a figure sketch it out. Well, honestly, it probably wouldn't be gross and insulting. I'd be like, wow, that's some good that's some good figure work.
Look at the detail.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are proficient in artist tools.
Oh, look, they did
Well, I mean,
cross-hatching
yeah,
for the
we all
shadows.
accept
That's
this,
quality.
I will say, my penmanship is excellent.
He
I
drew
am
him
proficient
like one of
in
his Corsicanian women.
That reminds me of some show where a guy doodled like a nude, and the other guy looks over and goes, "Holy crap, that's really good!" And he goes, "Yeah, the skill got me through the time when I couldn't afford porn."
Look, we all accept this as a society. You take a picture of a nude body, okay, and you're just a guy, right? But you paint a picture of a nude body, and suddenly you're fucking Jack from the Titanic.
Paint me like one of your Corsicanian girls.
Oh man, the first art class I did in college, one of the final projects is I had to do 3 nude sketches of someone. Never mind that it wasn't a figure drawing class. So I did it, and I brought it into class, and my art professor is like, "Oh, so who'd you draw?" And I looked at it, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I just Googled someone."
I
He was really disappointed. I'm like, "Do you think I'm really gonna walk up to one of my friends or family members and go, 'Hey, will you get naked so I can show your picture to a bunch of strangers?'"
Right.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's really weird.
No, there's websites for art students online where you can get people posing for free.
Yeah, I will say if they wanted somebody to be painted like in real life, that's something they should have someone come into class for. Not
I did take a figure drawing class a year later where it was just all drawing nude people, and the people came in to pose that were just paid for it. That was just what they did.
yeah, that makes more sense
Yeah,
than
that makes lots of
find
sense.
people to draw naked.
I'd like this conversation to go on with my teacher. I've been trying for 3 years to get a girl to take her clothes off. And you think that just because you're going to grade me on how I draw her, that now I suddenly figure out how to make that happen?
Accurate and scientific.
Teach, I don't got a problem with the project, but you got to source the cock and balls.
Yep.
That is your responsibility.
Yeah, let me tell you. I'm hard pressed to find an atmosphere that was distinctly less erotic than 40 broke college students crammed into a poorly venerated room trying to draw one person for 3 hours. I remember when I told my family about it, they're like, "Oh, was that weird?" I'm like, 10 minutes, and then it stopped being weird because you're just frustrated and you want to go home.
Every time I hear about stuff like this, it just makes me think of Zach Brannigan from Futurama. I find the most erotic part of a woman to be the boobies.
Oh man.
Yes, what horrible hell comes at us while we're drifting in the sea?
$6,000 a quarter, and to have an art teacher come up and be all like, "Just do that, but better." I'm like, "No shit."
Oh, I hate that shit.
No, what you have to do here, what you're doing right now is you're doing it bad. And you have
I
to-
had that in high school. I couldn't imagine that in college. Jesus Christ.
See, that's why I
had
like.
this requirement in high school, and the teacher came up to me like, "Your skills are just grade school level." I'm like, "No shit, I've never drawn anything."
That's why I liked my.
I have to. I'm not an art prodigy.
I was always very bad at math, except one year when I had a very good teacher, where I made a very good grade in math. But it's this thing with fucking math teachers. It's very similar, where it's like You know, sometimes you'll have a bad math teacher one year. Sometimes you don't pay attention. You know, whatever. You don't know a concept they already expect you to know. And then you're like, hey, can you explain this to me? And they're like, you don't already know this? That shit always pissed me off.
Yeah. No, that art teacher was so bad. I left the class and they're like, I just went to the office. I'm like, I cannot do this class. Find me another one. I went to a fucking Spanish class that taught me a song about a monkey stealing my pants, and I passed that with a B. And I don't speak a lick of Spanish even now.
That's why I loved my digital art class that I took, where it's all like, and today we're going to be drawing like the heads of animals to work on stuff. And my professor was explaining it. Now, normally you would need to do a lot of reference work and, you know, really work on your like proportions and everything like that to make it look natural. But thankfully, this is digital art. So what you do is you open up Google, you look up a picture of a horse, you click and drag that into Photoshop, and you trace that son of a bitch. I'm like, thank you.
Very nice.
That's some practical real life advice there, my friend.
The thing that made me the angriest is like the year we left high school. The next year, when we were graduated, they got a new art teacher who apparently was the best art teacher that school ever had. I'm like, wow, just waited until our class left, huh? Granted, our class was considered the worst class they had in like the last like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like they openly admitted that. A lot of the teachers did. I'm like, wow, fuck you too.
All right. So which path is the 3-bow taking?
The path to the 1-bow.
Since we don't know where they are, I'd have us come back to the start and then follow the wall down.
God damn it, Copa was about to work.
We go here and then there. Wait. Precisely there.
All right. So
one over, one down. Make it a little realistic.
Okay, Fergus, you know how to figure out your coordinates when in a pitch black cave with no reference of location.
Bitch, I wouldn't be able to do that in the sunlight.
Just draw a picture of what you see.
You see, the ship knows where it is by knowing where it isn't.
That's it. We need to find a talking ship now.
Man, sailing gets a lot more annoying when you take away the sky.
Jiggles leans down and whispers to the ship, "Do you speak? What is your name?"
If you actually think about how fucking annoying it would be to actually sail in this, it's insane.
that's why I put a lot of thought to the world building of how they would navigate these things. Because by all accounts, this would be the worst experience of the universe.
Yeah,
it makes space travel look doable.
Modern, or like not modern, but you know, period seafare is basically all about your fucking location relative to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no fucking sky in a cave.
No wonder everybody in the Underdark is naturally pissed off.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was precisely where we didn't want to go.
Someone liked your joke, Cope.
Yeah.
It's just me.
God, I wish Laura would laugh at my jokes that hard sometimes.
Yeah. Anyways, is it just
I bet you laughed at that.
or just
She just said "fuck you" and then glared at me.
does this little alcove here look like Elvis? Like this is the eye, and these are the sideburns.
I've been picturing it as a elephant, and this is the trunk.
Weird. I was more going for like a weird penis type thing.
No, but you see what I mean? That's the nose. This is the eye.
Oh yeah, and the sideburn. This part here is the sideburns, and his hair up here.
The story I've woven in this campaign is so riveting when people are doing spot the picture in the cloud with the campaign.
It does look like Elvis, though, for real.
All
Who
right.
else is looking for other pictures now?
Son of a bitch. Well,
Hey, at least we're not, commenting on the names anymore.
I Google search everything now.
Well, we're turning it into a bit, so we can continue. There will be a fight.
Amazingly, no encounters for either party.
I posted several images that should make you feel better about that one name. There's literally a fucking town somewhere.
Oh no, I'm the one that pointed out how, like the second D&D setting ever made, Mystara, the capital city of one of its main kingdoms, the capital city is named Specularum, and they didn't realize that was a tool for gynecology. So I'm like, if the official creators of D&D can have one of those moments.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Yeah, let's continue to see if our friends have resorted to cannibalism in the 3 hours that we left them alone.
Just had no.
Hey, you guys weren't gone for very long.
Yeah. I was muted. I'm just spanning the horizon with the spyglass, seeing if I can catch any side of them, but otherwise, business as usual.
Okay. At all tables.
Hey, Freya, can you see what the name is on the side of our ship?
It's called the USS Specularum.
I don't know what the USS bit is about.
Stands for underground, subterranean,
sailing.
I think it's just checkup instructions. It says use Specularum.
All right.
Oh no, we didn't steal it from pirates. We stole it from gynecologists.
Oh man, the women of the town are going to be very upset when we roll into town and tell them that we killed the captain who was the doctor.
Wow, I thought you were all feminists.
Nope. Jigless is the new doctor. All the ladies just come on board.
God.
I'm glad I'm on the other ship at this point.
Why did you become a gynecologist? I wanted to look at vaginas. I got tired of being arrested for it.
I'm very creepy.
So despite me doing all my random rolls to try to kill you, you guys are fine. And Fergus, you catch sight of the 3-bow emerging, steering around some of the amber mist clouds to not get them to follow them as it's closing in on your location.
Quickly, mistake it for a different 3-bow.
All right, ramming speed.
Yeah, I just fired the arrow like I had planned, but not directly at them, just to like up in the air in an arc.
Yeah, the arrow lands into them, and the ship explodes.
Who knew it was
glad
oil
I wasn't
coated?
on that ship.
Do you think that was our ride? Nah.
Let's hope that's a different one.
Jigless's hat goes floating by.
Could be anyone's hat.
Jigless goes floating by.
All right.
What's the plan? Oh, good to see you again.
Well, at this point, we just head back to port, right?
Sounds good to me. Ignis, do you want to help them steer that boat over there?
Hey, might as well see them back to shore. Keep an eye on that crew down below. There's still like 50 of them. Only like 8 guarding on this one. I'm trying to remember where I wrote down how many hexes you could move in a day on one of these ships. Wasn't that
like 6 or 8 or something?
I think it was 6.
That was a good amount.
Yeah, I believe it was 6. Yeah,
it was between 6 and 8. I just couldn't remember the exact number.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 6. If anyone has a problem with it, feel free to get into the comments. Like there's anyone gonna comment on this. Watch,
pretty
I'm
funny.
gonna tempt the YouTube comment section. I actually really like the new Star Wars movies, and if you dislike them, you were wrong. You have bad taste.
Watch this VR1 video that was watched, and all of a sudden it blows
It
up.
just explodes. Someone somewhere
The
in the world
opinion
just-
expressed by Gombo are not opinions necessarily endorsed.
someone somewhere in the world just woke up in a cold sweat.
No, I'll do one better. Star Wars as a whole is overrated.
Oh, shit.
Our two opinions do not conflict.
Star Trek is better than Star Wars.
Ooh.
Now, them some fighting words.
Mm.
I had an aunt that was a Star Trek junkie.
I love Star Trek. Like unironically, I like it better than Star Wars, but I don't hate Star Wars.
Star Trek is dope.
Although Star Trek would not make a good tabletop game, I don't think. At least not for a long-term campaign.
There is a Star Trek tabletop game.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but I don't think it'd be good for like a long-term campaign unless you were super into the role play of like we can't interfere with these these space people.
The whole format of Star Trek is kind of like
Away missions and such, yeah. It just a lot of people I think wouldn't like the whole prime directive aspect of it.
mm-hmm.
Which you could easily just do away with that if you didn't want to have it, but that's part of the whole Star Trek shtick, so.
Is that when they kill all the Jedi?
Yes.
Yes,
No,
Picard did
see,
number
that's Project
66.
Sand.
Prime directive.
We're way too
Wait,
silly
so
today.
you actually not know what the Prime Directive is?
Execute Order
Article
69.
66 of the Prime Directive declares Jedi illegal.
See, I knew it.
The
No,
spice
I've only
must
seen
flow.
Star Trek like
The spice was slow.
when I turned on the TV and it was on that channel, and I'm flipping through the guide trying to get to something else.
Well, it is better than Star Wars, as a matter of fact, and that opinion is agreed upon by every member of our crew here. We did talk about this before the recording.
Well, the other problem is that the original trilogy of Star Wars was space opera. Then the prequel trilogy was a political drama with space opera in it. And then the Disney sequels are kind of modern action movies.
I honestly think that the prequels after the first one the last two should have been a buddy cop thing with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. Just buddy cop up until something goes wrong at the very end. It would have been great.
Yeah. There's a guy that...
we can get back on D&D, but I'm just going to end it with my favorite Star Trek quote from Captain Patrick Stewart, who was we all know the captain of SG-1, which is when he said, "Fear is the mind killer." Moving on.
Man, you unironically would upset so many people if you said that at a convention.
Captain.
Oh, yeah, those are H-bait images. I still like the one that's like Goku getting his first Beyblade, and it's Gabumon's head photoshopped onto Pikachu.
Oh, Lord.
Ah, man.
We're having fun.
Mm-hmm. So, going by the speed of your slowest ship, you would have, I believe, 4 hexes left. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
I'm going to cast No Direction and Guiding Hand and ask for the south entrance for the south connector between the Amber Sea and Gaunt. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm reading the spell.
Okay, sorry. I had a call come in.
Yeah, it's important that I know. Oh my god. So much of my childhood in one photo. You have that where you grow up watching cartoons and you find out like 15 years later that was actually anime.
Mm-hmm.
That would explain the Pokemon hamburgers incident or donut incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright's the hamburgers.
Yeah.
My
Anyway.
frying pan is now a drying pan.
The hand is pointing this direction.
All right. We'll head
Wait,
that
what did he ask
direction.
it?
The southern exit of the Amber Sea. Or Sea of
Into the
Amber
g-
Mist.
Into the Gaunt Sea.
In that case, the hand points nowhere. Spell fails.
But this back of the napkin map? Oh, okay. Then we will follow the hand.
Yeah, I think that might have just been a Photoshop error on my part, pal.
That's all right.
All right. So
We're going to go down Elvis's eye, behind his eyeball, through his nose.
How do you see Elvis there? I don't see it.
Making an illustration, so we don't need to talk about it until I finish that.
Because I see a guy wearing one of those gas masks that have the hose in the front.
mm-hmm. This is like a Rorschach test right now. See, this is what I love about these role-playing games, is that we can learn so much about each other. Like, when we were all tasked with making villains, so we made all of our own ideas of what the ultimate evil is. And I became very concerned for Richard, because the first one was an angry alcoholic, and then the next one was a pedophile.
No, hey, he was a sex offender, not a pedophile.
Okay, sorry.
There is a pretty substantial distinction.
Still concerned.
Yeah.
That really,
No,
that wasn't
still.
even my original goal. I just had to get campy and stupid with it, and make him ridiculously evil rather than actually have any kind of substance. Because I missed so many sessions when he was around.
What happened to the little thingamabobber that marked your guys' location?
It got deleted because he was deleting his art, and it was also
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know I had that power.
This is what happens when I give you guys control of things. All right, hold on.
Well, I know we were somewhere.
Yeah, I know where you guys were.
Yeah,
I
right around
just
there
need
because
to-
we were talking about fucking.
it's huge. Kill it.
It is a 3-bow, baby. Oh,
Wait, what happened?
Someone deleted it because of their art. Like,
like
control thyself, people.
I think it's because he didn't know we had control over that token.
Look, it was because people were arguing and saying that Elvis is dead. And I was clearly pointing out where he is in our game.
Well, somebody's going to come back as an Elvis character in one of the campaigns.
Hey, you got your art, guys. Come on.
You delete the marker, that's what you get for the time being. Because I'm not going to Google how to write the word expedition. Because
Do
you
we
guys
have,
just...
do we name boats and like paint it on the side here?
Well, the one bow is named the Scrimshaw. And Michael did a bit instead of learning the actual name of the 3-bow. Oh no, we're entering meme territory.
I just did a quick Google of Elvis D&D.
Yeah, he does look a bit elvish. That is the entire joke of one of the Discworld novels. Well, not the entire joke. The rest of the premise is Death wants to become a music star.
Because Death is great. I was just last night telling Cope about Cohen the Barbarian.
Nice.
One day we'll play again, Gumbo, I swear.
Okay, does anyone have anything else they need to get out of their system?
I got nothing.
I'm good for now.
Nope, there is no for now.
Here, I was just waiting for a dramatic pause to lean into the mic and go, penis.
Anyways, so that's how it looks like Elvis.
Just like, didn't let me take my calming medication. Oh my god. There was a commercial, a targeted ad on YouTube for Advil that I saw today, where it was a lady that was working long hours at the meat packaging plant, and she's like, "Oh, I've got back pain. I know." And then she takes Advil so that way she can go to her second job. And they're like, "What? You need to push through." I'm like, "I'm sorry. Are you encouraging people to get addicted to painkillers so they can work 2 jobs?"
Just the American way.
How is this an uplifting commercial? That's like, thank God I lost all my limbs in that fire, but at least I've got health insurance.
Goody headache powder.
Made with real babies.
Goody headache powder. Don't snort this like you did that shit last night and you'll feel better.
All right. And you guys are going this direction. You still have 4 more hexes. But who's the navigator in this here parts? Or the lookout. Sorry, not the navigator, the lookout.
Me.
All
I
right,
did
then.
look out for most of it, I think.
Yeah, I think you and Freya. So if you're still on the little boat,
You guys are close enough now that we can kind of lump it into one.
okay.
Give me a perception check real quick. Okie dokie then.
Hey, it's one higher than my last roll.
Yeah, one moment.
Actually, I take that back. It's a 4. That's one lower than my last roll. And now we find the 4-bow.
Oh, hails, yeah.
Does the Cleric
Keep
of 5th
upgrading.
edition have access to all the spell list, or do they only collect a certain number of spells?
All of it, but they can only open up. So I moved you guys here because you guys don't realize that you're off course yet.
Okay.
That's what the perception was about. But
Oh, damn it.
So, Nolgor will probably bring up, do we want to, or we'll actually probably go up to Taskell and ask. I know that there's some spells that the Divine can cast to preserve the deceased. Do we want to do that to the whale? I don't know how long it takes for them to decay and turn and become less valuable.
Is probably a good idea. Actually, is
Gentle Repose is a 2nd level spell.
Mhm.
It lasts for 10 days when you cast it.
okay.
Requires a pinch of salt and 1 copper piece placed on each eye of the corpse, which must remain there for the duration.
Well, that's going to be slightly more complicated.
I mean, just stick it into the eyes. I mean, what do we care?
Do we know it has eyes?
Here, use my
It
duct
doesn't
tape.
have eyes.
I mean, the spell will work either way. Like,
You just put them where the eyes should be, okay? It's like a slot
It
machine.
wasn't an unholy under abomination.
No, it's a whale. Just use the blowhole. It's like a little piggy bank.
Wait, yeah, that's a question. Does that spell, like rules as written, work on creatures that don't have eyes?
It just says you touch a corpse or other remains for the duration. The target is protected from decay and can't become undead.
Didn't you say you had to put the
You can draw eyes on it.
eyes? Well,
Just use a piece of chalk and draw 2 eyes.
right, Richard. You said you had to put the spell components on its eyes. If there are
Gambo,
no
at
eyes-
least we have the Gigglies game related.
About the game one.
Oh God, the whale
We're
is
halfway
back
there.
alive.
We're halfway there.
Wait, we can solve this. Fetch the sacred googly eyes.
Am I wrong though?
Fergus, you can give me another perception check real quick.
As we drift further up.
Rocks are falling.
Yeah.
All right. Fergus, through your spyglass, you see a large shape moving through the water, drawing closer and closer to your guys' ship. As you believe you're about to be attacked by another Hydra.
I call out, we got another Hydra, I think. Oh, fuck. And I just start hitting myself against the side of the boat, like, oh my god, why? Hate this
How did we
place.
kill the last one?
You hit it until it died.
I say we do that again.
So Hydra doesn't get a surprise round because you guys spotted it.
Is this still the same day as we got away from the red cloud?
Yep.
Okay, I gotta make sure I've taken those spells off.
Fulgrim still would have had time for a long rest or a short rest at this point.
Yeah, for a short rest, yes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not a long rest.
That's fine. I just need a short rest for now.
We would have had time for a short rest, though, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially you. You were sitting on that boat for like 3 hours doing nothing.
I'm sorry that I stayed on the boat that didn't have to defend itself when I don't have the
I'm not
magic to protect
criticizing. I'm
them.
just saying that you had time for it.
I know, I'm just talking shit.
Way to be defensive.
Time to fuck up another beast of the earth.
Of the sea.
Fuck nature.
Or
Fuck
die
you.
trying.
Sensually.
So,
All right.
so fucking Tenacious D starts playing in the background.
Yep. So, Ivy's first on deck.
Trying to remember from the last Hydra we fought, are they at least semi-intelligent, or are they basically animal intelligence?
Give me a nature. I don't think that was ever discussed.
The last one really stopped to talk.
They're basically beasties.
Okay, so intelligence a 2 and lower?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's still a chance he'll try to convince us to join his MLM.
All right. So can anyone awaken the Hydra?
Ivy's just going to man the harpoon.
Okay.
Wow, you've given me intelligence and awareness. Yes, so we can debate our differences instead of you attacking. I'm still pretty hungry, though.
I love it was one YouTuber he has a series about talking about different spells in 5th edition, and he did the one for Awaken where he casts it on a pig. The pig immediately gains sentience, and he understands anxiety and stress in one's existence. He's like, take it back, please.
Yeah, it was Bashy, wasn't it?
Yep.
And you will take note of how there is no unawakened spell.
Yes.
I mean, what
Wait,
monster
isn't that
would take
basically
away
Feeble
their
Mind?
sentience?
Either way, Freya.
All right. Do I see it?
Not currently. You
All
guys
right.
spotted it far enough out.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
what
you, Hydra.
that's what I saw the other day. Alcohol is God's apology for making us self-aware.
All right. I'm going to jump in the water. See how this goes from this time.
That didn't go well last time.
Surely one of these times there will not be dangerous animals in the water.
Surely one of these times, right? Something will be scared of this fucking Hydra and not come to eat me instead. All right. Let's move, say, there. Let me turn that marker off because I'm not. All right. Is this the right direction from where it was coming from? I'm guessing because it's like the edge of the
It's coming from the direction that the ships are pointing.
Oh, okay. Then I would have
Yeah, sorry, I didn't convey that. That's on me.
like 30. So let me see. In that case, I will go 25 feet, and then how deep down does this ship go? Probably goes pretty far, right? Like most.
Yeah, decently.
All right, so I'm just sticking to the side of this pole then as I go forward. I still don't see the thing.
Hey, Combo, I apologize. I forgot to roll initiative.
I took care of it.
You bastard!
I'm going to jump off the back of the boat with a noose around my neck.
What kind of operation do you think we're running here? We only spent the last 30 minutes talking about Elvis Head.
Yes, because everyone's all business on the fucking shopping episode of Pathfinder. But I'm trying to take you through a monster-infested underground ocean on 2 pirate ships to sell a bloated whale, and let's talk about Elvis.
Oh, he's
That
the
time of the
king.
month, man.
I'm not salty. I'm just having fun. Still.
I was going to say, look at some of the episodes we've had in Pathfinder where you're dealing with super serious shit and everyone's cracking wise.
Oh,
Like,
no.
wasn't the
that's what I said.
episode where fucking Gogmer and Lucilla dying, like, full of cheesy laughter?
Possible.
Yeah. Oh,
I
man, I
mean-
was eviscerated. Good times. It's your turn,
If
Chris.
there's no cheesy laughter, I quit.
As I said, I'm not upset. I'm just giving you guys a hard time.
I'm going to move up to here and just knock an arrow and be ready to shoot if I see it.
Nolgrim.
Nolgrim will look to Taskel and ask, do you have a means to put the hex on the creature?
Yeah, depending on what you're asking.
If you could cast hex upon him and hinder his wisdom.
No,
I could
the
hit him.
actual hex spell. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I can do that.
Oh, excellent, Jiglis. When he comes within sight, hit him with a hex that will hinder his wisdom, and I'll see if I could put a phantasmal killer to mess with his mind.
Will do. But he's probably going to eat your friend who jumped into the water first.
Jiggless.
Since this is not a boat-to-boat combat, are we going to be moving the boat around?
For the sake of simplicity, let's just say no.
Okay, I figured that'd be easier.
This is a random encounter. I don't want this to turn into a session-long thing.
Yeah.
Although now I'm imagining Starfinder ship-to-ship combat rules in this.
I'm already retrofitting Starfinder ship-to-ship combat for Skull and Shackles. And I'm factoring in boarding not as normal encounters, but as like a series of dice rolls. Because in Skull and Shackles, you have to do a lot of boarding and ship combat. And if we run each one of those as its own separate mini encounter, it's gonna get real clunky, real.
I mean, you could also do it as, like, the ship-to-ship combat doesn't necessarily mean you're destroying the ship. It might just be the point where whoever wins that engagement has an upper hand when it comes to boarding or something.
No, I know that. That's not the problem. The problem is it's going to be the same 3 enemy types in the same configuration on the same map, a bare minimum of 25 times. We don't need to do that ad nauseum. The first 3 times will be interesting, but...
Question, this front crossbow doesn't move, does it?
It's got, like, a little give, so you couldn't, like, shoot it this direction, but, like...
But it
vague
only faces forward, okay.
Yeah.
It has, like, a conal shape of where it can fire in the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that works. And that makes sense since it's supposed to be a little bit sturdier since it's got the basic grappling hook ability.
Yeah. Here,
All right,
I
then
should actually
I'll
just give you
double
guys
move up there.
Hold on, I'm going to
Yes.
handouts and give you guys the 3 bow sheet.
By the way,
Yeah,
I
we
forgot
need
to
to-
ask. Ivy has 120 vision.
Mhm.
Does she see the Hydra at all yet?
No.
Here, I was gonna say I can move the directional thing. This is like 115.
Nope.
Okay, I was just asking because I forgot to ask about that because.
Yep. All right, Taskell.
Yeah, you know what? We should see about fabricating more of those telescopes and mount them onto these crossbows. But for now, I guess we're all going to the bow. So I'll double move up there.
All right.
Meanwhile, the Hydra sneaks around behind us.
Oh no, the Hydra's driving the boat.
Who's
The
driving?
Hydra-
Oh no, Hydra's driving.
The Hydra double moves. It's 15 feet below the water. So probably Freya's the only one that's seeing it currently.
Yep. But if the Hydra's out there and we're in here.
But that is its turn. But yes, Freya, you do in fact see the Hydra.
Hydra.
Mushroom,
Says-
mushroom.
Besides echoey suit.
Saw you every day. Hydra, and with you I did play.
Oh boy. Hocus pocus, there is no focus.
I'm trying, man. It's hard today.
No,
apparently.
I know. I literally say the word Hydra in a Hydra encounter, and that spins off.
Oh yeah, it's a very hydrodynamic encounter.
Oh god.
I'll see myself out.
I was gonna say that one takes the cake. It's the worst one, Kenneth.
That was
You win.
I applaud you, sir. I like that one. That was good.
Waiting, I assume.
Nivy?
I'll take that silence as a yes.
Sorry,
Right.
I was muted for a second.
I thought, okay, go ahead.
She was just waiting to fire when she can see something, but if it's under the water, I don't think she can see it.
Yeah, it's 15 feet down, so I imagine in the poor lighting,
Yeah, just
that's a good
Holding
visual.
the shot with the ballista.
Freya, you definitely see the Hydra, though.
All right. Hello, Hydra. So I am then going to do a maneuver this way. Ooh, 30. It's not going to get hit on me or anything if I go there, right?
Nope.
Okay. You guys still probably won't be able to hit it though. So let's go ahead and move again. So 25, 50 to that side, and then let me see if I come out 10. Can I see the Hydra? No, my dark vision just doesn't go far enough.
Yeah.
But that's where I'll be.
Okay. Fergus holding.
Yep, can't see anything. So
Nolgrim holding.
No girl will move up. And hold.
All right. Yigla's holding.
Is Ivy manning that back? Which ballista?
Over on the one bow.
Oh, okay. Well then,
yeah,
Vigor's
her and
just
I are
gonna
still on the other boat.
head over here. Double move over to that one.
Okay. Taskell.
Yeah, crossbow out for the moment, but not seeing nothing, I imagine.
All right.
Well, maybe I can see the brights of his eyes down there, but I somehow doubt 15 feet of water is conductive to a bow shot.
Yeah, not very. The water surges and explodes upwards as the Hydra pulls itself onto the deck of the three bow.
There she blows.
I hate it when they do that.
It's going to make 5 bite attacks against Taskell.
And I think
Do
after that we
we
have
get our
anyone who
ready
can
to
see it is
actions?
ready.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure only 2 of those hit.
Yep.
Wait
What?
up, tight
What is
solicitor.
that? Low
Here.
damage. Yes, and then everyone gets your ready to actions.
Ivy will make a shot. Do I use the junk shot one? It's just a flat D20 one, or do I use her?
You can
dexterity?
use her ranged attack. That's just the damage.
Okay. So I'll just roll short bow.
Don't
20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so and there's an enemy or there's an ally next to it, right?
Yes.
she would get sneak attack. So she's at 3d6. Big ol' ballista bolt just crashes into the back of it.
Yep. Takes off one of the heads.
No, 2 more grow back when you do that.
They can.
God damn it, Bobby.
God dang it, Bobby. Don't 2 more heads grow back when you do that.
It doesn't have testicle currently grab, does it?
It has no grabbing ability. Also,
Okay.
you don't get to decide what your held action is in the moment. You declare when you take the hold action.
Okay.
Or when that's how this works. So you don't just get to cherry pick it. Otherwise, why do we have initiative at all?
Well, no. So I was going to be doing Eldritch Blast. I just want to. It was the push or pull thing, or do I have to declare push or pull ahead of
It
time?
bit me, but it doesn't.
Yeah, you're just declaring the Eldritch Blast is what it is.
Okay,
And it
so-
doesn't
so-
hit him.
Okay. So first one,
I'll miss.
second one,
That'll hit.
and if I have the option to push or pull it, I will push it.
Yeah, you
10 feet.
can. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those. I'm just gonna peruse my spell list.
No.
I put my foot firmly down on the. I'm gonna vaguely hold action for a spell and see what happens. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, it's just like screw it. We'll just resolve everything with 1d20. Okay, it's above a 10. You guys win this encounter. Moving on with the story.
Yeah. No, not mine. It was going to be Eldritch Blast because that's my bread and butter, default attack. So
Yep.
It was just the push or pull I wanted.
All right, so you push it off 10 feet.
Yep.
All right, splashes 5 feet down below the water. Now, any other attacks are going to be harder to hit it. I believe the only one left is Fergus then.
I can't see it, so
All right. Ivy.
I imagine the ballista needs to be reloaded.
Yep. But the
Can
crew
she
does
still
that.
see it? Can
The
she still
crew does
see
that
it?
for you on a count of 20.
Gotcha.
She
Can
could
still
still
see it?
attack it, but it would be at disadvantage.
And she'll take the shot, I guess.
Get that stupid fucking snake.
That'll miss. Freya.
I like her power suit has a Can the Hill filter on it. Nice voice modulator.
I just think he needs to play Hank Hill in a campaign.
Right.
Or someone Hank Hill adjacent.
Right. Let me see if I can get an angle on him with my cannon. That is sure to make him a happy camper. Yeah, that looks like an angle to me. All right. Eldritch Volley Cannon.
Yep. So I'll just roast off 2 heads right there. As you do 58 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yay, crits.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Fergus.
Just holding until I can see something because I can't see nothing. So
All right. Nolgrim.
Nolgrim will ready Phantasmal Killer and then look to Jiggles and say, hit him with the Hex.
Okay.
And Jiggles is going to tickle him with the hex.
How?
And
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You don't have
yes,
line of sight. It's off the edge of the ship and 5 feet below the water. And you're
Oh.
way back there.
well, you could move.
If I move to there, can I?
Yeah, if
I'll
he goes
say-
to the edge of the ship, he
I
should
said
be able-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just keeping us honest.
Oh,
You know,
what I
Yep.
what I need to move to then?
it would need to pull up onto the deck, yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and.
I was gonna say, if you argued
well.
on that, I was gonna say if a Hydra came up 5 feet under right now.
No. Yeah. If I just didn't want it to be one of those. I'm over here in the safest part of the ship from downtowning spells.
Yeah, I mean, this angle is good though.
Yeah. So
So bonus action. All right. So move, then bonus action hex, then cast a cantrip is
Yep.
legal.
yes,
Okay. And here it comes.
that'll hit.
Why didn't it do damage?
You have to click on
That's
the chill
not
touch
right.
button.
Okay.
It usually has an attack thing rather than the spell. Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a minute.
No worries.
And remember, you add 1d6 to it since you
It already
have it
did.
hexed. Oh,
yeah,
it did?
it's
Okay.
yeah. I got a
Yeah, that's what the 2 is.
2 and 10. So
Okay.
12,
And are you
it-
affecting its wisdom?
affecting its wisdom, and it can't regenerate hit points until
Nice.
Ooh, nasty.
until the
Start of your next turn? Or end of your next turn? All right, and then I'll hit him with my Phantasmal Killer.
Okay.
I'll upcast it to 6th level.
Okay. So it got a 3.
All right, so it takes 6d10.
Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, Lord.
And it becomes frightened for the duration.
So you
Yeah,
used
become-
all these spells and stuff still after you fought the pirates earlier?
Short rest, Warlock.
Yeah, I understand the warlock. I'm just checking in with everyone else.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
I
probably
didn't use a single 2nd level spell. That's Hex, and then I actually get it free once a day, and then the cantrip.
And yeah, my cannon regenerates every encounter, so.
Yep.
I'm just chilling on this boat over here. I don't cast spells.
Yeah.
I'm a good boy over here. Just mind my business.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to shoot him.
Go ahead. At disadvantage because he's below the water, but
Yep. 10.
that'll hit. Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. Sorry, the
Yeah.
10 would. Yeah.
That's what the oop was about. Click the wrong one.
All right. Hydra's turn. It's just gonna double move, swim straight down. So unless Freya wants to get after it, that's the end of the encounter.
Could still kill it, though. Because I don't think Phantasmal Killer or Hex has line of sight requirements once you got it
So
on.
once it's on it, it just lasts for up to a minute, and every turn it makes a save or takes the damage.
But either way, it's the end of the encounter because even if it didn't die, it was going to run away to save its own life because it's reasonable like that. So if you want to say the Phantasmal Killer kills it, sure, probably did. It only had 20 hit points left.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
average damage
Kill
of
all
60-10 would have killed it.
Yeah, so GG.
Well, we've already determined its body's not worth anything, so let's move on.
Yeah, back on the boat.
Yeah, at least there were no fish to get in your way this time.
By
Yeah.
my calculations, we should be at the opening of the cave entrance here. I think Guiding Hand took me the wrong way. We'll just correct north.
Or it was a ghost current.
Don't
Someone
talk about
offers.
those. Don't talk about those.
Not much of a guiding hand. If it
All right,
takes
you're going to spend your
her
last
away.
hex moving north.
Yep.
All right. It is a new day. I will update the time tracker.
So the day dawns.
We are
Do
down
we get
to
a long rest?
We're down to 44 days worth of rations for the ship.
Is there any other damage to the ship?
Mostly it's just all the ballista you guys exploded because all the ballista are destroyed. Guys didn't use any in that last encounter, so it didn't matter. But you did systematically destroy all the ballista in the encounter, except for the ones below deck.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess on this new day, I'd ask for Fergus to come on board the 3-bow. We need to have a powwow in the... is there like a captain's quarters? I don't know.
Yes. There's a
Okay.
cabin.
Just want to touch a base with everyone. Call a meeting of the dwarves.
That's the only non-dwarf in the room.
Yeah, like when are we going to be raiding that captain that kidnapped us?
That's a great idea. We could actually try and pursue him.
I myself, I think we want to just attempt the ghosty at this point.
Yeah, I think we got other fish to fry.
We got the ship we needed to actually brave those waters, and seems like our best bet. Because we know what we're looking for is down that path.
So with 40 days of rations, we could just head straight there.
We probably should get the 3-bow repaired, sell the smaller one for money, as well as because we need the ballista on the top of the ship. We need to make full repairs as well as getting a better crew, because we're currently operating on a slave crew that we've captured, and we also need to resupply, get any replacement parts that we might need.
Can you work on repairing those ballista? It'd be awful nice if we had them. If we run into another Hydra, Freya.
I'm gonna say you guys use shatter on them and stuff.
Am I the only one that remembers when that guy stole all of our money?
Yes, but do we really want to be on this disgrace of an ocean long enough to pursue wherever the fuck he might have gone when we're supposed to be heading towards a different direction? Close to about 10,000 gold or more, I think. Something like that, maybe 7,000.
Let me see. I actually kept it. It was 100 golden ruby, 150 golden ruby, 750 gold in drow coins, 3,490 silver pieces.
Oh, silver pieces.
752 gold pieces and 121 platinum pieces.
So a few thousand.
I mean, come on, we gotta get our stuff back, or at least be something.
I mean,
do you think this guy's gonna stop his pirating? I mean, I get it, like, stopping, one guy in a sea of them, but literally a sea of them.
We could probably broach the subject if he's at port when we arrive back there. We could probably readdress the situation. But if he's not there, are we really going to just loiter until we run into him again, or search for him when? Aren't we supposed to be on some kind of mission or something?
Yeah, we have other important matters to attend to.
Because if we're going to be on an ocean for the rest of our lives, I'd much rather be on the one that has the sunlight.
Yes, and the dwarven halls will sing of the time our merry crew got mugged and ran away.
And not get focused on revenge and recover the legacy of our people, I think should take precedent.
Man, I kind of feel like everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy here. It seems pretty logical to me.
Well, I mean, I get it, but it's like, What are we going to do if he's not at port? If he's at port, we could address it then. Do we want to just raid his ship and try to sink it while he's at port and really fuck him over?
Well, we
haven't something like that
until now.
That's not really looked fondly upon.
Yeah, but neither is piracy in anywhere but here. So we're kind of splitting hairs at that point.
No, I mean, here. If you sink a ship at the port over there, they're going to sink you before you can get away.
Yeah, so see, either way, we're damned we do, damned we don't. And we try to pursue him before he goes into another ocean, then we have to deal with whatever's in the darkness that we're not supposed to say words for that'll probably kill us. I don't really see a way around it other than let's just get the fuck out of here and ignore that he ever existed, because clearly cleanliness and good looks ignored him a long time ago.
Fergus, you're really good at that, just ignoring these bad things that are unleashed upon the world. You know that? You've become really good at that as of late.
Yeah, I'm aware. So what should we do? Should we spend the rest of our life down here searching for this man who wronged us? That we should, who honestly is small change compared to a lot of the stuff we've fought down here. And also, speaking of ignoring things, I fucking went head first into fighting a demon that literally ripped my heart out. So do you really want to start throwing stones about that shit?
It'd been nice to take him down, but it's a big ocean, and we want to get away from it.
And knowing how petty he seems to be, he probably works with the Drow, so we'll have to probably address him in the future anyway, next time we have to go down to this godforsaken ocean.
God, times like these I miss Thrum. He would have seen what I meant.
There's a reason our people have a book of grudges. We remember transgressions against us, but we pick our time to exact them.
You know, it would be a good thing
I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna feel as good to get the 700 gold pieces back in 3 years.
How many opportunities have we had to buy a damn thing since we've been down here?
Please say that more, guys. I don't have a
Money
tally
won't matter
mark.
down here.
Especially when there is a treasure waiting for us.
I say
potentially
if
back
we
at
really
home.
want to stick it to him, we recover this stupid lost city, we take over down here and tax the living shit out of him so we get our money back that way. And then he's really fucked, because what is he going to do? Be a pirate when there's a bunch of fucking militia that are going to go hunting his ship down?
You're in charge, Fergus. We'll go whichever way you want.
Let's get the fuck out of this ocean. Now, if we see him on our way through, full pursuit, don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to go out of my way for this guy. He is not worth the time.
All right, so we're heading back to port.
Yep.
Hopefully, if we don't die in between, you know.
All right.
Yeah, Jigless will probably be the one haggling with the guy who repairs the boats. I don't think he likes me much.
I have a feeling at some point Jigless is going to have to share a crucial piece of information with the rest of the crew.
You know, it's funny that you say he doesn't like you much, because the thing about that is that in order to be able to afford the one bow that we set out on, I kind of made him a promise, or a gentleman's agreement, really. It wasn't anything big. It was just that you wouldn't come back.
Fun. So we're going to have to deal with that when we're back at port. Actually, does anyone have any kind of magic to make things illusory? Because we could just pretend I got like snatched up by some monster that took me overboard, and I can come back invisible and just hide from the rest of the crew until we get back to shore.
Well, is there room in that big machine that you could ride with Freya?
I have no idea. But again, if we don't make it look like I died, he's probably just going to get information from the multitude of people who have seen me. So either way, it doesn't really matter if I just hide. So if we either fake my death realistically and then hide me for the rest of the time until we depart the next time, or we just deal with it when we get to port.
Do I know anything about his crew? How big his crew is?
Oh, that guy's with the builders. He's one of the 4 gangs that runs the entire city.
He's like the whole guild.
He's not like the
Yeah.
top dog in that gang, but it'll be making an enemy, and it'll definitely make things like getting new ballistas and repair supplies hazardous.
Yeah, so I would go against dealing with it when we get there. I think we need to brainstorm on some way to make you, quote, disappear or die before then, and then we hide you somewhere.
I mean, can anyone create illusion spells of any kind? Because that's all I can think of. I've seen some people be tricksy that way, but
I mean, we could put people we trust on the one bow and leave it behind and say get lost.
The people who we have imprisoned have seen me. If they just ask about somebody who looks like me, they're going to find out.
All right, don't interrupt there. I know it's troublesome, but if we, fake that the one bow got destroyed or lost at sea.
But we need to sell the thing.
Well, we can sell it later, and it could be the pay for those that are upon it.
We need to sell it so we can afford repairs and pay the people we have currently. Like,
I mean, you
That's
do have
the
the
whole-
bitter whale, to be fair.
yeah, but how many people are going to be silent about the whole situation if they're like, oh, there was another boat that they just didn't bring into port? It's again,
We would have to sell it, like you say, right now to the crew.
sailors are worse than housewives. They are going to talk.
Okay, well then what's your plan?
But less judgy.
Sometimes.
We just do whatever we do to make you disappear like 24 hours before we arrive. The sailors won't know what happened, but as far as anyone knows, you won't have showed back up at port.
Yeah, like shop talk stuff. Does anyone have any like major image, minor image, silent
I know.
image?
I could polymorph into a Hydra and attack the ship, grab you, and go under, and we just act like you died.
I mean, something like that could work. Because I can go invisible and crawl back up and then just hide somewhere on the ship.
Or, it could take us both, you and I could dimension door us to some hiding hole on our ship.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to be out
Just
hiding.
a
I feel
fail.
it's gonna be easier for one person to hide than two. And no offense, you're not exactly the quietest individual.
The
That's
entire
fair.
time we're in town next, Ferris is just, or not Ferris, Fergus is just in a fucking barrel on the
Or I could be the one that gets transformed into a Hydra, drag you down, and then hide you somewhere with a dimension door. I just come up rushing from the deck somewhere. What's happened?
He really wants to turn into a Hydra.
Well, the
I
question is, can you
really
turn into a
like
Hydra?
transforming into things.
It's his new kink.
Do not
Can you
judge
turn
me.
into a Hydra? I don't think that's a beast.
I believe it is a monstrosity.
Also, I think
Oh,
it's yeah.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
did
Maybe
a
a whale.
The whale is beyond the HD you can transform into.
maybe a giant octopus.
Yeah, you can do a giant octopus, but
bunny rabbit.
No, the giant octopus.
Is there? Does anyone have any magic that can disguise them as someone else,
I
like
do not.
disguise self or something?
I can make people invisible.
God, that doesn't help. Never mind. That idea is shot.
Have you tried actually dying? Sorry, bad joke.
Oh no, that's crossed his mind.
Blue Sky thinking, what if we just murder Fergus? I mean,
It'll be less complicated, that's for damn sure.
I wanted to make he wouldn't do it, but I wanted to make a joke with Fergus being like, "What kind of bard are you? You can't disguise anything or make illusions."
Well, it'd be a little morbid, but if we still had the item that could revive,
oh my god.
we actually kill Fergus. Come back into port, he's dead that whole time, and then we just revive him as we leave.
I mean, under different circumstances, that's actually kind of brilliant.
I think the guy at the docks would be like, fair, honestly, fair. if he was dead the whole time he was here,
Because the only thing I could think of otherwise is if somebody had like disguised self, they could disguise as somebody who was already a problem on the ship and have them fake get in a fight with me, and we both go overboard, and we just get rid of that person as well. It's a little morbid, but that's the only other idea I had. But if we don't have any illusions or any kind of disguising stuff, it seems like we're gonna have to just deal with it at port or do a really good fake out with a beast. But anything that can be in the water, like a shark or something.
Okay, here's what we do. We get up in front of all of the crewmates, and we say, Fergus is dead. If you say anything, we'll kill you.
Yeah,
Case in point, everything we've done up until this point. I know it's never
All
that.
right, just looking, I can keep you invisible for 4 hours a day, and I can polymorph you for 3 hours a day into like a cat. So for 7 hours, I can keep you hidden.
Can I just say, as a player, I am amazed that not a single person in this party has any kind of illusion magic.
I'm not.
I
Well,
never
that's a
use
question.
illusion. I just
So
don't have
are
any
there-
creativity.
Fucking love illusion.
You know, in the Underdark, do ships have a problem with like pests and stuff? And do they use animals like that?
Probably.
Yeah, but their pests are hydras.
No, but like they've got to have like pests that chew through their mushroom wood or whatever.
Yeah, no, there definitely is. They probably don't use house cats, but they've got some sort of weird, like, you know, Shih Tzu-sized bed bug that they use.
Because that's actually a very interesting thing. The Navy, even up until like World War II, it was just normal to have cats on Navy ships.
Mhm.
Because it's still just a problem with like rats and shit on boats.
So if we're not going with any kind of illusion, we're not going with just having us arrive at port. Maybe when we're hauling up a crate from the below deck or something, we just happen to have some rope lying around, and it happens, quote, get caught on my leg, and I just happen to trip because of it, and the rope gets somehow snagged on the crate, and me and the crate go overboard, and the crate with its rope magically drags me under, but I don't really get dragged under, and I just go invisible and get the fuck back on the boat.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last monster we'll have to come across before we make our way to.
Yeah, we can decide this as we go. But if we find another monster, I might just use that opportunity just to make it look like I got attacked, or if I did get attacked, go overboard and go invisible.
I
think we're overthinking this guy's desire to see you dead and our inability to kill him.
In my experience and my knowledge of people wanting me dead, I never underestimate it because they always want me super dead.
Well, and I'm less concerned about that and more about will we be able to sell stuff? Will we be able to do any sort of mercantile stuff when we get back to town if that deal isn't upheld?
it'll be tough. We're going to have to definitely grease his wheels if I don't come through on my promise.
What I imagine is,
but we've got a lot of voyage left still.
Yeah.
So let's keep plugging away, and we'll see how the winds take us.
Because I mean, he could die before we get back. Legit.
This is true. I could just fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before. I'll probably do it again.
Get back to port. The guy that won Fergus dead. Oh yeah, he passed away. Peanut allergy.
Scurvy on the high seas. Do I know if there's a cleric who can resurrect in town? Because
that's such a powerful thing. No.
All right. What about reincarnate?
I come back as someone
Could the
else.
king of the dwarf be like a gnoll or something?
Do you want to start poking around the Temple of the Deep, see if you can find like a strange Cthulhu deep druid to try to reincarnate Fergus's soul into
I'm
a
going to
new
roll
body?
D100 now to see what I came back as.
Jiggles is.
Oh no, you're coming back as a Murloc if we do that.
53. I would come back as a half elf. Win-win. King of the dwarves is a half elf, guys.
Fergus somehow pulls out a Glock. Shit, I'm down. Puts one in his
King of the dwarves has to be a dwarf.
Yeah, half elf would be a no-go.
I don't see why this is an issue.
It's okay. My second choice was a dragonborn.
Maybe you can push it with a halfling, but a half elf, no. You're half elf, half human. This is two things they don't want running a dwarven city.
Isn't a halfling in your setting
half
dwarf?
Half dwarf, half gnome. So that's why I said you could push it with a halfling because they're like, okay, well at least he's like some dwarven. Like it's irregular most of the time.
In the bloodline, at least.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for a dwarven king to have a halfling spouse, but they're usually the monarch, king or queen, is pure dwarf. So it would be irregular, but it would be like one of those things that you would be a point of political tension, not a no, this will not fly.
Not a uprising.
Yeah,
Fergus
exactly.
and Ivy are going to have a halfling.
If they want. All right. So.
All right,
guys
good meeting, everyone. Let's keep on heading on.
I leave with a bigger headache than I started with.
I'll get a new set for Fergus.
The real question is, will their kid have a normal name, or will his name be like Beeswax shits his pants and wakes you up in the middle of the night?
New character, Beeswax shits his pants.
And wakes you up in the middle of the night.
The first, thank you.
I mean, that definitely would be a first.
Yeah. All right, Chuckle
My
Fugs,
name
let's
is
keep on moving.
Beeswax. What do you mean you didn't have a condom?
Okay.
Which is worse, because that means he earned that title. That means it happened multiple times.
Yep.
Turns out his son is just going to become a himbo.
Oh man, there's a really great sitcom from Ireland a while back. It was all built around a Catholic priest, and Irish humor is fantastic if you didn't know. And one of the plot lines was there's this one guy that he's this old sailor-looking guy, but he has a weird habit of sleeping with all the women in town. So like half the kids in town are his. The priest is confronting him about it. He's like, you're sleeping around, half the kids are fucking yours. He's like, why? You wouldn't be promoting the use of contraception, would you, Father? And he goes, a matter of fact, I would. Yeah. Feck off. Oh, man, Irish humor's the best. Entire episode where he accidentally did bad Chinese impressions, so he just spends the entire time trying to convince the one Asian family in all of Ireland that he is in fact not racist. It's like, wouldn't you note that China has the longest standing communist party in the world, and in my opinion, the best. And he has this slideshow where he keeps inserting a subliminal message where it's a picture of him and it says not racist, and he keeps as I said, it's fantastic.
That sounds amazing.
Okay, last thing. I just have to share it. It's like this is my moment to be silly. You guys catch up with it. It was the cold open at the very start of the episode. It was him with another priest, and they have a diorama of a farm like a kid would bring to school. And the main priest guy goes, okay, I'm going to go over this the last time, Dougal. He picks up one of the little plastic cows. This one is very small. The ones through the window are just far away. Okay. Got it out of my system. Where are you fuckos going? You got 6 hexes.
Are we going down this way and seeing if there's a path this way, or are we just going all the way around?
Yeah, I'm curious. I kind of want to see that's hex.
So 1 and then 2.
Could even be another boat.
Oh God, please, no more boats. We got the one we need. We're not becoming a fleet down
But
here.
is it the one we wanted?
All right, Gumbo, you've sidestepped me 3 times. What is the name of this ship? Is it written on the side?
It's called the Maw Crusher.
Do I know that?
No.
I don't recognize it. Okay.
Nope.
The Maw Crusher.
It is now the Mock Rusher.
Nice. Absolutely.
All right, sailing on the Ball Crusher. Oh God, what do those pirates do?
It's your mom's rusher, man.
All right. Our next. No BCs on
No
this.
cut through. All right, let's set up and
Just go to this one and then like this.
yeah. Was there something bad waiting for us in there?
I mean, we just went through there, and that was where the cane
Dead. Kraken is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the vampire guy who probably doesn't want to see us, but we don't have to stop by his house.
I mean, we could just say, hey, friendly,
I'd say no.
mending fences.
Don't worry, if he wants to see us, he'll probably just send a bat or something. That's what vampires do, I'm sure. And yes, I'm stereotyping. Get off my back.
Jiggles, could you give me a strength ships test as you're trying to avoid one of these glassy pillars? And whoever is driving the one bow, do the same.
Didn't we say Ignis was going to do it?
If it's strength, Nolgrim could do it. He's got a good strength.
Okay, but whatever you decide this time, that's going to be the ship spread. No teleporting between the two.
Okay. Unless I want
Well,
to use some
is
engine
Ignis proficient in watercraft?
Ignis is not. She's proficient in navigator tools.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So she's helping them not get lost. But
I was just thinking her proficiency would be higher.
I think
strength,
Deku of everybody has the highest strength score, but if we want to use a party member, probably Taskell or Nolgrim would be a second pilot
yeah,
for the
because it would
best.
just be a flat strength check then.
Yeah, should I? Or got a +3 to it, but that's
As I said,
all it would be.
I'll let you guys choose the spread now, but then after that, we're gonna lock it in and not constantly rotate it.
So I have an idea actually, since we were we'd probably meet when we were having that conversation about the ship and stuff. I think me and Nolgrim should switch boats, because if we want to make it look like I fall off a boat during the attack, we also want to make it look like Jiggles could be partially responsible for it to uphold his end of the bargain. So I probably should be on the boat with him, probably watching, keeping an eye out with my since I'm the one that usually checks for things. Why can't I think of the one word I'm trying to think? Whatever.
Spotter.
But I use perception a lot.
Yeah.
But I could be on the boat next to Jiggles, so if we get attacked, he could just make it look like, oh, I tried to save him, but really he could also kind of make it look like he tried to save me / push me at the same time, and I fall off the boat. Upholds his end. We make it look like I die. Yada yada.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of thought into this. We're pirates. Pretty much, if you go over, we consider you dead, so it's okay.
Yeah, but we want to make it look like you had a hand in it if you really want to sell it. Not like a direct hand in it, but like you didn't help, even though you were in charge. I'm in charge.
I didn't tell the guy I was going to murder you. I just said you weren't coming back.
Either way, it probably should be on the bigger ship anyway, because it's usually the one getting attacked.
Yeah, and more people will see you die. I mean, pretend to die.
Or both. Yes, me and Nolgrim switch boats.
Okay. So I'm on the little boat then?
You're on the little boat with Ivy and Iago.
Okay. No. And that's what I'm driving?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a flat strength roll.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get my strength roll?
Strength mod, yeah. You should be able to just hit the strength button.
Yeah, I missed the...
All right. All right, so the 3-bow will be taking 15 points of damage as it scrapes against the side of one of the pillars, but I'm pretty certain its whole damage threshold is 20, so it doesn't even take any damage at all. And Nolgrim succeeds on his check to steer around one. All right. Heading to this hex to the north there. Not the whirlpool one, I assume?
Yes, not the whirlpool one.
All right. Where to next? Do you want to go around the cape, or are you going to cut through the Kraken's teeth?
Cut through the teeth.
Do we want to? Because isn't that where he pissed somebody off? Like
Yeah,
I
but
said,
we can
as long as we
go-
don't bother them on the island. we'll
It's
be
a pretty
fine.
big cavern. We could probably just go
Yeah.
on the other end of the thing and go away from his ship, his and the
Yeah.
house. I mean,
Yeah.
Issue the
Just
air
blows the
horns.
foghorn.
We shall let him know we are passing.
do not worry. It's just I, Foghorn Leghorn.
Okay. As you draw closer to the entrance to that one, you have come to the realization that the 3-bow is too big to fit through this narrow tunnel. If you guys remember, I
hard
said
to
that
starboard.
the 1 bow was a squeeze, but anything else you have to do rowboats.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, we turn around and go this.
All right, that'll be 1 hex of movement to check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then
Did
we're
we
gonna
kill
head
this
this way.
creature?
It'll probably be back. It's not like it.
Okay.
I think
You
it's like one of
wounded
many.
it. You just busted up some tentacles, really.
Gotcha.
Also, why risk fate if we're going to be near a wall? Might as well just go this way and see if we can retrace our pathing.
Yep.
Okay. And then you go here. Rapid rolls, rapid rolls. Alright, so. 2, 6. Actually, sorry. Yeah, this is the end of that day. So let me check. Okay. So that's another day down. If you guys want to deduct your rations, because that's 6 hexes.
Yep.
All right, Fergus and Jigless, I assume you're keeping pretty much the same watch that you have on the camping notes here.
Mm-hmm.
You see a fine trail of slime coming up over the railing of the ship, and then it goes to the hatches to the lower deck.
Nature check. Do I know what that can be?
I think we encountered something like that before. Isn't that like leeches or something? No.
You can do a nature check.
I can't make it even though I'm trained in it, right? Because I'm not really familiar with this area.
Yeah, Jigless, you're not certain. It could be a couple different things.
It could be a couple of different things. I suggest we head down.
Yeah, I'm already heading there when you were trying to think about it. As soon as I saw the slime going down a hatch, I'm like, nope.
Mm.
2 things I don't fuck with: slime and tentacles. And generally, things down here have both, so which is why I don't like it.
Clearly, he's not a bard.
No, I am not. I'm also not a warlock with their slimy black tentacles.
Don't be hating.
Freya, according to the camping notes, you'd be sleeping about now. You wake up with a start when you feel cold, kind of slimy, wet hands wrap around your throat, and you start silently being strangled. I did an attack roll at advantage. It was a natural 20, so you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Thankfully, this thing rolled very bad on its stealth, so this is around this time that Jigless and Fergus bust in, and you guys see what looks like a human 6-foot-long eel, but it has these 2 bony arms coming out of its side that end in hands that it's using to strangle Freya in the hammock.
Uncle Larry, get off!
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a dagger and start stabbing.
All right, go ahead. You can get 1 attack each.
Stab, shroom, go. I'm going to roll a d8 to add to that. So 20 to hit.
Fergus will hit. Jigless will very much miss. He just trips and falls over something.
I have to uncheck Hunter's Mark. Wait a second. So 21 points of damage.
Yeah, you just stab it and it dies. It only had 11 hit points. Or 12 hit points.
The fuck is this thing, Jigless?
That is a dead slimy thing.
One of the crew members that was woken up by this struggle. By the stone, that's a choker eel. Damn things follow ships silently, slip on, and start going around strangling the crew one at a time.
Is that why ships come back with no crew left alive?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
I am going to tell people to start checking all the cabins, making sure they're not cabins, but any sleeping
Yeah.
areas.
Thankfully,
And-
it turns out it seems that there was only the one choker eel.
Yeah.
But
I would signal to the other ship and make sure they check as well.
All right, let's quit choking our eels and get back to sailing.
because the Sunless Sea is just a lovely place.
In the Sunless Sea, you don't choke eel choke you.
But that was the fun encounter that night. So where to next, fellas?
To this
Clear
one and probably to this one next.
Sure. Stay away from the walls.
All right.
The walls have eyes.
Say, let's push it one more into the dark, and then we can head home the way we know. Loki, your
Fergus.
eye twitching.
You're looking around with your spyglass. You're keeping watch, and you catch sight of something that flips by off in the distance a little bit. But it's small, so you're able to keep track of it. Its stealth test was much lower than your passive perception. You see, it's strange. You see a tiny little humanoid figure with leathery bat wings, but a scorpion tail and little glowing red eyes. And it flutters around in the air for a little bit, clearly makes note of you, and then it flutters off in the darkness beyond your dark vision.
So would it be safe to assume that I know what familiars are?
I think you know the
screams
concept of familiar, even if you don't know what this particular thing is, yes.
Yeah, because if it looks at me and then just goes even if it's not a familiar of a person, it could be a familiar of a monster, a demon, or whatever.
To be fair, Nogrim had one. Well, he has one, but
yeah.
Yep, his helmet.
But I am going to inform the party, as well as Lady Flame or whatever the fuck her name is.
Mm-hmm.
I can never remember because I'm terrible.
Ignis Hollowstone.
Ignis.
But yeah, I'll inform them and let them know that we're probably being watched by something. Pretty sure I saw what I think is a familiar.
Do you want to know what Captain Greybore Hellspit's
Greymore Hellspit?
woman? Yeah.
She uses pseudo dragons.
Oh, that sounded like one.
I mean, didn't it look like kind of like an imp?
Yeah, out of character, it's very much an imp. But I was just running on the assumption that Fergus would know.
Yeah. I assume that most people would know what imps are because if they're going to tell stories about demons to children, imps are the go-to drawings.
That's fair.
Anything bigger than that, I would imagine to be harder to understand. But I think anyone would see an imp-like creature in the fantasy world and be like, "Oh, that's an imp. That's a little demon."
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, no, that's fair. We'll go with that.
But yeah, I would inform that, and that means there's probably either another ship coming upon us soon, or there is probably something worse. So probably keep an eye out.
So you tell that to Ignis?
Yeah.
And Jiggles, you wouldn't be too far behind on this as well. She goes, shite, that's a drow familiar, if I ever knew one.
Of course,
that means one of their patrols know that we're here now.
You ready to unleash some fireballs if they come close?
Unless you'd rather try to outrun them.
We have two ships. I don't think we're doing that, especially with the small one.
I mean, do they ever trade?
I love racially motivated violence.
Not on the open seas. If you went to one of their ports, you might get lucky. But
yeah, they just take it out here.
Well, you're in violation of their water space, so to speak.
That's what she said.
But until they actually come upon us, I say we keep heading south. Maybe if we get out of here soon enough, they'll lose interest. But otherwise, be prepared.
Which way did the imp fly?
It flew what, after consulting the turns on the wheel, would be basically west on the overhead map.
So it went that way. I say we go that way.
Fine with me. This is the direction we're heading anyway.
Yeah, and then we'll run those straights. It's a lot of walls, but
That means they're equally likely to run into shit that slows them down.
it's hard to track on the open sea.
All right. All right. So I was looking at something else. Where are you guys heading now?
To this one here, and we're gonna start going this way.
Okay. No wall. Yeah.
Do we want to keep going south, or do we want to risk the walls and go this way? Whoa.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Hold
sorry. I meant to go to the GM layer, and I clicked the map layer by mistake. Sorry about that.
I think maybe a bit riskier, but I think going the way we came out, through the rocky area, might be the best way to lose any sort of drow pursuer.
I mean, think Scombo's setting up a drow attack, though, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to roll for... Okay. Real quick, because you guys just moved through 3 hexes, and I forgot to roll for the glass pillars. Could I get 3 ship control ship checks?
That's on you, Novum.
Okay, so fail, pass, fail, fail. Okay, so... All right, so...
This little ship takes 8. Or no, it takes all of it if it goes through the threshold. I forgot.
Correct. Yes. And the second one is big enough to even damage the Maw Crusher.
I thought the Maw Crusher has a threshold of 20.
Yep, and the second one is 20.
Oh, I thought the second one was for the small boat because we were doing it. Yeah.
No, I just decided to roll them both together to save time.
Okay.
All right. So which way you guys heading?
This way, through the walls,
All right.
and heading down this direction.
Unless you guys want to fight some drow.
Maybe
I
not with 2
understand.
broken down ships.
Why you're all racist.
Watch
the
it, Fish man.
Drow do have a bad habit of enslaving people.
Also, I'm not trying to kill them. I'm trying to leave their area so they don't attack us.
Okay, let me know. You double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got one more.
So just down the one we already have exposed to this one. And that'll be the end of that day, I believe, right?
Yep. And you guys still have your running lights going.
Yeah. If we're trying to outpace, probably not good to have the lights off because then we won't be able to see all the glass.
Reminds me. One more. Chip check.
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 Ooh. Ship check.
I think our ship got checked.
Scrimshaw's getting the shit kicked out of it.
Can avoid our
Or-
warranty.
Bringing in some damaged goods. All right. Next.
That's a new party name, Damaged Goods.
No, that's going to be the name of the dating app I program.
I mean, it would be an accurate dating app, that's for sure.
Yeah. The only dating app that requires you to upload your driver's license photo. Just complete honesty. All right.
And then you get to see those people who have good photos on there, and then you're like, fuck off.
I know.
Who has a good driver's license photo?
I've seen some people that have good driver's license photos because you know why? They like to show them off.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. Yeah, that makes sense.
I just got recently a new driver's license photo for my Minnesota's driver's license, and it's not good. It's just the best I've had so far. It's still not good.
It's very
but
specific.
I'm like, oh, that's not awful. It's just not great.
That's what she said.
My very first one, you could definitely tell I was trying hard not to blink. My eyes were like all the way open wide, trying to stare at yours.
I like people who do like
As long as you're recognizable as the same species, it's good enough for government work.
Mm-hmm. All right, still no sign of the drow on the horizon. It appears while you're running with the lights, they're running dark.
Is that racist?
I mean, if submarines are racist.
Well, that answers my question.
Does it?
My God, they're trying to kick a Das Boot up our ass.
Do you want it to be racist?
They didn't call it the Red October for nothing.
That was a joke video someone made about Captain America and Iron Man talking, where it's like, so Cap, how are you adjusting to the new 21st century? He goes, well, there's a lot of stuff different. It can be kind of confusing. Iron Man, well, here, let me catch you up. And he goes, that would be great. He goes, like, there's a very common thing in every household that kind of serves a lot bigger purpose than it used to back in your day. Captain America, exactly right. Television, Iron Man, women. Like, what? I know it might be hard for you to understand, but they're just kind of people now. Captain America's like, I'm sorry, what?
That's hilarious. I can't wait to tell my wife that.
I'll send you the full video. Because it was the whole thing where it's Iron Man secretly was just kind of hoping Captain America would be racist.
But no, he is actually a part of like the 0.1% of the population that was unproblematic.
Oh yeah, I mean that is.
I mean, the whole concept of it was he was supposed to be chosen for those reasons in general, is because he wasn't a problematic person and he was,
Punch the fuck out of Hitler.
Honorable.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, that's the entire thing. I'll link it to you after, but it was pretty good.
He punched the fuck out of Hitler before the Allies joined the war, right?
Yep, in the comics he did. But yeah, the entire joke of it is that it just went deeper and deeper down, where Iron Man trying to inform Captain America what it's like was just revealing worse things about Iron Man, when he specifically said the wording, it was your generation's fault for giving women the right to vote. And Captain America's like, what did you just say? And he goes, also, there might be some words you're not allowed to call people anymore. Let me list them for you. Captain America, nope, just stop. Yeah, because not everyone in the 1940s was awful about race and everything like that. I mean, the reform had to come from somewhere. Anyway. So you guys going to keep heading south?
Yep.
Speaking of race, yes.
We judge all drow by the content of their character. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you can either keep going the way you can, or you can try this little tunnel right there.
Would it be big enough for our big ship to fit, though? Because the other one wasn't.
This is a much bigger tunnel.
I don't know if we should risk it.
No, I'd keep heading south.
Yeah, although aren't we getting pretty close to the exit to where it's going to be do or die for me to pretend to die?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we can pull up and have that fake octopus attack them.
Okay.
In the gaunt sea where you can't make noise.
We'll need to do that like right here then.
I mean, at this point, if you break speed, the drow are going to be on you.
Nah, it'll be fine. I'll just give you a fake mustache and call you Gurfus.
On top of his beard. He's a foreign exchange student.
Really
I
makes
am
it up.
Garfus.
Give him a blonde mustache.
It's just you walk up with a blonde mustache, and the Jew guy's like, "So you know, dark vision removes all color, right?"
How do you know? You wouldn't know if it was a color then, huh? Got
I'm
him.
sorry, we haven't met.
Yes, that's the plan. Jiggles wears the mustache.
The fish man with the mustache.
They'll never expect it.
Just scream the lyrics to Hotel California and run away. All right, so what's the game plan?
I guess we fight these drow and kill Fergus in the attempt.
They...
I mean, it's whatever you guys want to do.
You know, usually I'm all for fighting the drow. Not a big fan of fighting someone else right now because, frankly, we don't have enough crew to pilot 3 ships if we procure one. So we just have to leave it. That feels kind of like a waste.
If we get to the Gaunt Sea, we're not going to be able to... Whoa, there's an idea. What if they have a 4-bow? We take a 4-bow without ruining any of their ballista. We don't even have to go back to port.
I thought 4 bows were a myth.
They're not.
They're
the drow
myth.
don't build ships like the pirates do.
They're a myth I like to believe in.
They've got kind of their own thing going on.
Mm.
Because unlike pirates who are slapdash, the drow have an actual navy.
So what you're saying is we could get a better 3-bow.
Maybe.
I'm liking these options. Aren't we
It's
still
powered
limping a
by
little bit?
spiders.
What'd you take up?
Aren't we still going slower than normal?
You're going as fast as your
Small
two,
boat.
Your 1 bow,
Small
yeah.
boat. Okay. I didn't know
If
the damage
it was just the
slowed it
3
down.
bow, you'd be going faster. But it's like overland travel where you always go the speed of your
Slowest unit.
slowest person. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's that kind of concept.
But since it took what, like 50 damage?
That's the hull, not the wheels. So
Okay.
You're still doing fine.
So we could either try to pretend kill me with some magic mumbo jumbo fish shark somehow, or we can try to go down this hole and see where it leads us. Actually, if we get closer to a wall, why don't we just have somebody turn into a spider and make it look like they just web me up and take me?
I mean, we can do that. I can polymorph you into any animals.
I'm just saying,
I
then
mean,
we could also
I
blame it on the drow.
Polymorph myself into any animal, then take you up there, invisible you, misty step you back.
I was just thinking,
Pretty much a one-man hostile takeover.
I was thinking if we turn into a giant spider, we can pretend that the drow were to blame, that they tried to catch up to us with a spider. Then we can just blame it on them.
It's like a solid idea to me.
Have we seen any spiders down here?
I mean, in the past, but not explicitly on the Sunless Sea. But I mean, it's the Sunless Sea. Anything's possible.
What was it that when we first, like one of the first creatures we fought when we first entered the Sunless Sea? I remember.
Oh, that was cave fishers.
Okay, cave fishers. Yeah,
I don't think those are beasts.
Are those beasts?
Oh.
No, they are monstrosities.
Because this polymorph is only beasts. So.
Yep.
The giant octopus works. I mean, would
Yeah,
you
the giant
rather be?
Do they have octopi down here?
It's tentacles. No one's gonna ask questions.
That is true.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Gumbo,
no pirate's gonna be like, wait a minute, guys. I don't know if this is the correct biome for that species cephalopod. Let me get my encyclopedia.
Cold water creature.
Something doesn't add up here.
Arg! Ice has a degree in marine biology.
By the way, is your familiar the helmet or the bat still?
The helmet.
I was just thinking, to make it more plausible, we could have polymorph the helmet, but I don't think it would work on him, because I think it would work if it was a bat, but
I think it would
I'm overthinking it.
Because polymorph doesn't... Yeah. I don't think it says it has to be a humanoid to polymorph.
Just polymorph the hat and have it do it, so that way Nolgrim's still present instead of having him turn into it. I know it'll harsh your transformation vibe, but...
I love the idea of a pirate who's in it for the fish.
I like having a human go with you so that they can invisible you and
I have a ring that
teleport can you or misty step you or dimension door you back to the ship. Otherwise, how do you get back?
I mean, we can just go with it, but we'll have to make an excuse for Nolgrim to not be on deck.
I mean, we can do it during one of his sleepy times.
You know what? While we're on the sea right now, Nolgrim, go eat something weird or just pretend to eat something weird so you have to make an excuse to go to the bathroom.
I'll go look around.
No, there's some slime left on the ground there. Try it. Do it.
How much are you going to pay me?
That's an order from your king. Eat the weird slime.
Y'all are going to have a terrible kingdom.
Or a very kinky kingdom.
Lick the slime and then look me in the eyes and kiss me.
You don't actually have to eat it. Just put it on your finger and make it look like you're trying to lick it and just see what it tastes like.
Freaking an ancient wizard comes to the front gates of the city, holds up a sign, says, in Dwarf it just says, speak the safe word and enter.
Yeah, don't lick that. We don't want you doing this if you're really sick.
All right, start at the top of the list. Albuquerque.
Nolgrim will kind of wander off and make it a point to, if there's any crew walking about, kind of time it so he comes across one of those slime trails. And so one of the crewmate sees him, kind of reach down, and then, basically makes it look like, he's not actually going to lick it, but kind of run his, make it look like it just without actually doing it.
Yeah, just passing them. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But, it tastes like...
Then he turns,
no, go ahead, taste it.
No, I really wouldn't do that.
Why?
That's its eggs. You're going to have some weird shits, my friend.
Nolgrim is immediately going below deck.
It's no longer an act. All right, noting down here, Nolgrim will be shitting eel babies.
He said he pretended.
Yeah, he didn't actually do so.
Oh,
everything
procreate through contact.
Acid-resistant Nolgrim. They're going to be alive.
Oh, shit.
All you had to do was touch it.
Goes in through your pores. Why do you think they choke people?
Fergus will...
Well, I think Freya's pregnant, too.
No, I'm not establishing that. That's fucked up. We're not doing that, but they were eggs if you ate it.
Did not eat it. No. But through the pores, not legit horrible.
No, not
Okay.
that.
I write in the journal. Make sure to occasionally come above deck to make it look like you're just having the runs.
Yeah, it's not that kind of campaign.
Okay.
One of these days, I will do a dedicated horror campaign, and I intend to ruin your guys' night.
You know, when you said one of these days, I thought you were going to lead to a different type of campaign. I'm like, please no.
No, God, no, not one of those Book of Erotic fantasy things. That seems like the most incredibly awkward thing to sit around and do.
Well, people fucking do it all the time, and it's weird.
I don't know why.
I was in a group that came close to doing it, and we were like, all right, can we just move along? This is really gross. Especially for a bunch of 13-year-old boys who don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
So my character starts having sex. And then they're going to use their level 2 sex spell. To sex.
Enlarged person.
That's a level 1 spell. That's basic stuff.
Mm.
Oh, Misty Step.
No, large stat.
Roll for anal circumference. Freaking fatal.
Roll for urethral circumference.
For God's sake, that was a bad game in concept and in design.
I don't remember what system or splat it was, but there is out there a spell that is literally the he'll be lucky to have bones after the spell movement.
All right, so what's the plan to fix
I'm gonna make you shit your boat.
I guess I'm gonna go down after Nogrim goes down, turn him invisible, and then polymorph him into an octopus.
Yeah, it's both concentration.
So what's our plan on getting this off?
That was one of my concerns. You guys were on board with the octopus
I said
plan.
just wait until everyone's asleep. It's his sleep turn. You and I are on watch.
But there's always somebody awake. That's how we boat 24 hours a day.
Right. He comes up, and you and I are above deck, and then we turn him into an octopus. Then he attacks. We wake up everybody to fight him, and he runs off with you. Done.
I just sit back on the edge of the boat, just like next to a guardrail, and just like, I'm just gonna wait for this to happen. I don't think it's gonna work. I just pretend I'm drifting off, but in the reality, I'm just like, oh god, I hate this. I hate this.
Oh, what is that? A shift in the current of the sea?
Yes, current.
I was just picturing all the bad acting that would be going on. Fergus standing on the rail, being like, no, fuck your rules. And he falls in, the shark pops up, goes, nom nom, Fergus, delicious, and then swims away.
And that's when one of the crew members on deck says, you know all the ones that we're holding hostage are locked below deck, right? Yeah, you guys have locked them down there for like 4 days.
We've been feeding them and stuff.
Yeah, sorry. 3 days. I've been keeping track.
We gave them a buck.
We basically gave them the ultimatum. As long as they continue peddling, when we get to port, we're not going to sell them, but we'll let them go for free. We'll just release them back into town. I told them, this is probably the best offer you're ever going to get from someone who takes the ship.
Yeah, to build tension, though, every day we have been reducing their rations by 1.
We are not doing that.
But we replaced the missing ration with a broken pool cue.
No, you see, the more evil thing is they all have rations, but every day we give one surprise a better ration, like a really good ration compared to everyone else.
Hey, he got a chocolate donut.
And every time we give it to them, we wink at them before we leave.
And one of the rations randomly in the batch is mixed with a laxative.
We don't want to do that on the boat to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the plan is Nolgrim fake eats the egg slime, goes down below deck. Jigless goes down there later, turns him invisible in this magical private space that you believe you have on a sailing ship filled with 80 people. Then they both go stealthily back up to the top deck. Milgram jumps into the water without making a splash somehow in, I guess, his armor.
Again, I didn't think this was a good idea either.
I'm just making
This
sure
is
I
yours.
My idea was
sure
to
I
get
wait
caught by
until,
something, not this.
Till the shift, till everybody's sleeping.
And the advantage of turning him into a cephalopod is that he only has a beak as a bone.
half the crew is awake or asleep at any given time.
That's what I said. Let's just go down the fucking small tunnel.
How many stay above deck?
A lot. Enough.
Well, you don't answer. I'm asking Gumbo.
I don't know, 10. Most of them are the people that you brought over from the one boat that are on the payroll, because you're not wanting to have the ones that you lock below on deck because, you know,
reasons.
Oh,
mutiny.
everyone come up. I have a feeling something bad's about to happen.
All right.
And after the shark swims off, Nogrim and Jigless come up from below deck and like, okay, we ready to start the plan?
All right, we go in to the tiny hut to have our little powwow. We've already established a tiny hut before.
This isn't foreboding at all when we see a tiny little dome on the top of the boat.
Well, we're going to have a private conversation in there. And it doesn't require concentration. I could... Now, this is just spitballing. You guys, please help. I guess I could invisible him in here. Or you can... How do you invisible, Fergus?
I have a ring.
Well, you give him that ring. And that way
But then I can't be invisible back onto the ship and hide.
You can when I cast it on you. I'm worried about getting Nolgrim into the water first.
But you can't cast multiple of these on anybody because it's one spell at a time with concentration.
I could
When
always,
you put the
I could,
ring
I could,
on.
I could always dimension door into the water.
There you go. So now that we're sitting in the tiny hut, I can polymorph you. You can dimension door.
I don't think I could dimension door once I'm transformed though. So I could dimension door you and I. You could find your own way back on the boat. But
I can get back on. I can step back on later.
We're trying to make it look like I've been taken by an animal. Why would we dimension door off the boat?
Because the animal has to come from underwater.
But why would I already be underwater?
You just get eaten by the octopus when it comes, okay?
I am leaving the tiny hut.
I mean, let's go, Nogrim.
I am leaving the tiny hut and I'm sitting near the beam again.
All right, let's go, Nogrim. Dimension doors.
When you dimension door, by the way, once you leave the tiny hut goes away. Just FYI.
I am just going to jump into the mouth of the first thing that attacks us, and it better be you.
Yeah, when you leave the interior of the dome, it goes away. Just FYI.
When any of us does?
Gone.
No, when Jigless leaves. So as soon as you got dimension door, the hut's gone, and you guys are just gone.
Well, we're gone, but nobody's paying any attention to the hut. They're used to the hut. I put the hut up every night.
I'm just sitting on the edge of the boat.
So, Fergus, you're sitting on the edge of the boat. Jigless and Nolgrim
We're now underwater.
Dimension door away.
Mm-hmm.
We're underwater. I'm a polymorph.
Okay, wait, hold on. We're handling this one step at a time. Not all this happens instantaneously. So teleport away. So then it's just Freya and Taskell.
And me.
And Fergus, you're sitting outside. So it's just Freya and Taskell randomly standing. One of the crew members walks by Fergus, looks at them just randomly standing there and says, what happened to the other two?
They went for drinks.
So to try to play this up, I am going to try to use deception and be like, I think they went over the side of the boat because I think they heard some animal or something they were trying to scare off.
All right, give me a deception.
Because I can't see this working very well.
This is a very low DC, but it's still a deception because that's what's... Yeah, you're fine. Okay, second thing. It is now Jigless and Nolgrim underneath the boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nolgrim, you are wearing armor. You are sinking.
He's holding on to Jigless, though.
Okay, you are both sinking slightly slower.
Yeah.
All right, can I cast polymorph on him now?
Yes.
I assume a fishman can cast underwater.
Yes.
Okay.
Second problem. Rape fish.
Technically, anyone can cast underwater. It's just saying verbal components makes you lose all the air that you're holding in your breath, but that's not a problem for you.
Mm.
Sound. Water conducts sound, so I see no reason why verbal components couldn't work.
All right. Giant octopus. Or Gumbo, if you'll let me, I assume there's an animal similar to a giant octopus
it's like
that lives underwater.
Yeah, it is mechanically a giant octopus,
Okay.
but it's a freaky, underdarky looking one. Yeah.
Cool.
You're not literally like a tropical octopus.
All right, and then I'm going to
it's
kick my way
Fungo
back
Puss.
out.
All I am picturing is a blooper from Super Mario right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you polymorph him. What are you doing, Nogrum?
Then I'm going to sneak my way towards the side of the ship from underneath where he left Fergus.
Okay. Question: what is the swim speed of a giant octopus?
Is it laden or unladen?
Yeah,
I've got it right here. Let me look it up.
I just
3.
had it.
It's loading. Because Roll20 takes a minute.
Giant octopus swim speed is 60 feet.
Okay, so you're fine. You're able to keep up with the boat.
It also doesn't have a climb speed in this. So
Okay, so we're gonna need to have Nilgrim make a strength athletics check to climb
Isn't
the
that a
side of the
climb
ship.
speed?
Nope, it's a
I
water
mean, they
creature.
got sucker things.
It's not gonna be a hard DC. It's a large creature. It's just it's 1d20 plus 3.
Okay, so
Have you ever
that's
seen
my strength score
video
as well,
of-
so I'll just...
it's not your strength score, it's the octopus strength score, so it's a +3.
It's the same. Oh, that's
Okay.
not good.
Have you ever seen that video of the octopus escaping its tank?
Yeah.
That bitch can climb.
So Fergus, you're sitting on the side of the ship. You're looking over as this ship is chugging along, and you see a series of tentacles start climbing up the side of the ship, and then go boom, and slide back into the water and start trying.
I just turn around to look into the water and like lean over the side, like,
Okay.
What was
All
that?
right, right about now, I'm gonna misty step back onto the edge of the boat and yell octopus. Whatever they call it down here.
Give me another one, Nilgrim.
14.
Okay, you're climbing up the ship. Fergus is within reach. As Fergus, I'm going to just go ahead and assume that his tentacle is going to hit you.
Yeah.
Question: does polymorph also affect the mental stats of the person?
it does.
All right, so
Unless it's wild shape, it affects the mental stats.
At least it has a 4 intelligence, so it's not completely...
right. So you knew you were supposed to attack
Octopuses are
Fergus
smart.
and drag him down. You don't remember the part where it's supposed to be non-lethal.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's figure out what your giant octopus damage is as you are going to begin crushing.
Is it that we're gonna do
It's
all
a
polymorph
2d6 plus
from
3.
now on?
2d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it Animorph style, where the animal takes over.
I mean, that's technically what polymorph does. You
Yep.
you
All
have
right.
the general sense of self still, but you gain every stat, including the mental stats.
So you take 11 points of damage as Nilgrim's going much more lethal with this than you expected.
Yeah, as that happens, I don't think I have to play it up as much when I start screaming and be like, "What the fuck?" And I just go overboard.
And then I assume the plan was to have Nilgrim take him underwater.
Yeah. I as I'm falling, I drink my potion of water breathing because I can already see this going south.
Actually, you can't.
Oh yeah, I'm
Until the
restrained.
grapple ends, you're restrained.
So I try to do that because that was my plan, and then I'm like,
So
"Fuck, I can't."
as you're screaming "fuck," you get taken underwater. All the air is streamed out of your lungs.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a 1d20 plus 5 there, Loki, as you are about to hit him with another tentacle attack.
Well, you can still tell he's his ally, right?
He just knows he was supposed to attack him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't in normal combat, I wouldn't say that, but it explicitly was octopus attack Fergus. most animals don't really differentiate between lethal and non-lethal, but that does not manage to do more constricting damage.
Mm.
But he is underwater now.
Am I able to drop giant octopus?
No, that's
on
the
Fergus,
fish
or-
man, not you.
okay.
Yeah.
That's on
So the
Jiggles.
fish man's gonna dive back in and say, "I'm going after him." He's gonna dive in.
Okay.
Those bastards. That
What
one
a
off.
stupid ass drama. I love that you failed to climb the first time.
This is going
The way I
exactly as
imagined
well as
it, like,
Fergus
it was
thought it
just
was going to.
Fergus- It was just Fergus slowly lowering himself into the water, going, "Ah, no!" He
Well,
grabs one of the
that's what his next plan was. If he failed to climb again, I would have just been like, "Oh god, I think I see something attacking Nolgrim," and I would have just jumped in.
he grabs one of the tentacles and flops it over his leg. Ah, no!
And I can say, Fergus called exactly this when this all started happening.
It's all
So-
working so far.
Jiggles,
Yes,
you
working.
are swimming straight down. You unfortunately do not know where they are because 60 feet octopus swimming straight down is much faster than you.
All right. Then I'm as soon as I go in the water, I'm gonna drop it if I don't see him because I'm
Okay.
under.
I know I'm underwater, by the way, and I'm slowly drowning, but I can still activate the ring while restrained if it's already on me, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just going to do that now because I don't think I'm going to have the consciousness to remember to do that later.
All right, Nolgrim, you come back to yourself, no longer an octopus. You don't know this, you're 60 feet below the water level. However, it's pure blackness every direction. You don't know which way is up. Everything is beyond your sight. Also, Fergus is not there. And you
Well,
are
I mean, I
sinking
imagine
because
I was
you're
holding
on
on
my
to him
arms.
before he depolymorphed.
Yeah,
So-
but the octopus tentacles have a range of 15 feet, so there's at least a 10-foot gap between you.
I wouldn't.
I'm going to
continue
laugh
holding
if this is
on
how
to
I
him.
die.
Nope, polymorph is like a poof. I mean, Fergus sees you. He knows where you are. I'm just describing your mental state right now. I'm not
I'm a laugh if
separating.
this is how you both die.
Right. So Nolgrim's holding his breath and getting ready for a dimension door back on the ship. And is just holding his hands out, hoping that Fergus, grabs him or he can find Fergus. And
Yeah, and you're sinking.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to swim to him and grab him really tightly. A little angry.
Let me do a quick roll here to see if there's anything in the water.
The soundtrack for this entire sequence is just the drowning music from Sonic.
Oh god, no. Well, that mixed with the fucking going through doors skit music.
Mm.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, yakety sax, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a
Dun, dun, dun,
meme about that
dun, dun,
musician, the Scat Man, where it's like, I'm the Scat Man, and someone opens up Google Scat and then shows their face. They're like, oh my god.
Why would you be that? Also, I imagine this plan is also predetermined on where we decided to teleport back to. I think we probably would have already established that.
I was planning on because there's a captain's
Quarters.
quarters on the 3 boat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been that one.
Gotcha.
Also, you're gonna want to probably teleport back onto the deck after this. But I'll probably mention that when we're not underwater.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait and see what Gombo assaults us with.
16 to hit you without your shield or anything there, Nolgrim?
Let me see. AC 11. Yep.
All right.
Well, you have an AC 11 even with armor?
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. That's a miss. I was looking at the
Okay.
giant octopus still. Yeah, no, that's a miss. My AC is 18.
Without the shield?
Oh, without the shield.
Without the shield is 2, so you'd be a 16, so it would hit.
Yeah.
It would
so-
hit. Okay, you take 8
Okay.
piercing damage and give me a con.
Oh wait, no,
save.
my armor class is 19, so -2 is
Okay.
17. So
Okay, so you avoided getting bitten by something you can't see in the water. Uh,
Alarm
What
still
you-
stars up, but still holding.
I'm just trying to reach him.
yeah, you
And-
just feel gnashing teeth rake against your armor there, Nolgrim.
Mhm, I
What
know.
is Jigless doing?
He'd be swimming down trying to find these jokers.
Okay.
Oh yes,
No,
where are the jokers? We
No,
came
out
up
of curiosity,
with this plan.
does the fact that I'm wearing the dinosaur armor, the one that allows me to have more mobility and all that, affect the whole swim stuff?
I don't think I said it weighed less because it's still scale mail. And
Okay.
honestly, it's fine. Fergus can swim towards you. He's got enough movement.
Okay.
I was
I'm
more
wearing light
saying
armor
that to
anyway.
paint a picture of
I
like,
gotcha.
what you're experiencing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like mechanics wise, you guys are pulling this off pretty well. But like objectively, this
Yeah.
is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, he's completely terrified.
I'm
He's
jump
like
into
this.
the water wearing armor. Up, I don't know which way's up. I can't see anybody. I'm alone in the black void of space.
Yep. No,
Oh,
yeah.
something that I can't see just tried to bite me. It had so many teeth.
Yeah. It's not a good time. But
Yeah.
so far, it's
Do it
kind of getting the
yourself. Do
job
not
done.
let Jigless make any plans again.
Fergus, you still see Nolgrim. You're able to swim to him.
I just grab him by the arm and just shake it enough to make him know that it's not being attacked.
Probably panic, flash instant, then realize, oh, not teeth, gripping hands. Okay. And then with that,
Stabs
he
him
would
with the dagger.
he would take a quick second to make sure. Yep, no beard. It's him, and then use his dimension door to.
That's
go
not a
to
very
the
good
captain's
judge of character when you're underwater. Oh, there's no beard. It must be the king.
Yeah, and then dimension door into the captain's quarters.
Okay. You dimension door to the captain's quarters.
With him, of course.
Yep, with him. You're both dripping wet, but you're there.
I'm invisible, but still dripping wet.
Uh-huh.
And I just tell him, teleport onto the deck and just say that you jumped out from the water to there.
I've used my last spell until I take a rest. But
Oh my god, I am going to pull out my flute and put him in a catnap.
Norgrim was about to say he could just stumble out the door, just coughing up a lung.
A lot of water and a tiny fish
Okay.
come out of the flute as you try to play it.
So you put Nolgrim down for a catnap, and it's around this time, Fergus, you turn around and you see that there's one of the crew members from below deck that had escaped and was currently trying to go through a chest in the captain's quarters, and he's just looking at like, what the fuck is going on?
Kill that
I just stab him.
Although
I'm
technically he didn't
invisible.
roll
He
an
can't
attack
see
or
me.
anything like that.
He can't see me. He just saw Nolgrim talking to something and then fall asleep. I just go up to him and I stab him.
Give me an attack roll at advantage. Because he definitely heard you talk. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll.
The stab shot does something when you crit. Let me just double check. Oh, they become poisoned for an hour. Well, he takes that.
You become visible again as he begins wheezing and dying. Because it was definitely like a kobold.
Yep.
Why? He's just dead on the ground.
I'm sorry. As I just push him into a corner, I turn invisible again.
Nolgrim
And I
is
just-
full asleep. Jigless, you cannot find them.
He's going to keep searching. He's going to search for another, I don't know, maybe 2 rounds. Hope that everything went well. Hope that they knew to, stop the boat since 3 people are overboard. And
I feel like
for
this
a
is just
whole
the
18
quintessential
seconds.
D&D plan.
My trusted friends and allies are lost, and I can't find them in this dark ocean. I'll give it like 12 more seconds before I give up.
By the way, I'm gonna make it look like the kobold got attacked by got hit by a trap or something that we had set up to make it look like I didn't just stab him.
Yep. You
Smash his
you
head
pull-
into a chest.
Yeah, you pull out a single arrow, you set it next to him, you go to a painting, you make it slightly cockeyed. There, it looks like a suicide.
Well, I'm more like I'd probably open the chest and probably make it look like there was a knife set up to be stabbed like outward when he opened it.
Yep.
He shot himself in the back of the head with a crossbow. Perfectly normal suicide.
But then I'm also going to try to find a setup in here where I can lay low even when not invisible without being too noticeable in case someone else tries to come in here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to
I think the
kill
better
people.
one would be shot himself in the back of the head with just a regular bow and arrow.
So
So you
Jiggles,
see, he hung himself in the jail cell while there was 2 guards outside keeping watch on him.
Jiggles, after searching for another 12 seconds, you resurface.
Do I see the ship?
Yes, I'm not going to do that to you.
Okay. He's going to swim over to the ship. And
Meanwhile, Pascal and Freya just sat there in the exact spot where the globe was.
he's
That's
going to
a
shout.
stupid plan.
He's going to shout up. Have y'all seen Nolgrim? Did he make it back up?
No.
All right. Jiggles is going to dive back down.
Jesus Christ.
He's asleep for another, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is not. I am not taking credit for this plan. FYI.
It's a bad plan.
You can never come up with a plan like this. This is a
Hey, I'm
Jiggles
not the
only
bard
plan.
that took no illusion magic. Not even disguised self.
He's not a bard. He's a pirate.
You're a
I'm
bard
just sad-
pirate. Shut up.
I'm just sad you didn't die underwater.
But yeah, this is very D&D-esque right now.
So,
Not sure which
Half
one
plan, half
works.
improv.
That makes him a pirate or a pard.
Fergus, you're
He's a
trying to cram yourself underneath the bed in the captain's quarter, I assume, because there's not like a lot of furniture here.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm trying to set up an area like under the bed or something
Mhm.
that when my invisibility wears out, I can at least hide down there during the duration of our trip.
Yep.
Is there not like a barrel?
Yeah, there's probably a barrel. Most people I've noticed tend to underestimate how much spare room there are in these ships, but there is a barrel, sure. All right.
I start taking the pickles out of the barrel.
All right, we'll label the barrel Fergus, do not touch. Yeah, that works out.
God,
No, label
Um,
French fries.
if someone tries to open this barrel, they're going to be in for the rudest Jack in the Box of all time.
What can we label the barrel with, which will make sure no one will open it?
How about just don't label it and just leave it there?
So,
Make it poop barrel.
We'll use it.
That's a great
So,
idea.
Jiggles,
That's a perfect
Jiggles
disguise.
is underwater searching, and one of the crew members that you hired, one of the 2 Derogar, comes up to you, Freya. He goes, Captain, there's something you probably want to see.
All right.
Leads you, goes, so I'm one of the ones that was in charge of making sure the the guests without pay that we use to move the 3-bow aren't going anywhere. And I noticed that one of them was missing. A kobold got loose. So I was searching the middle decks of the ship, and and he opened up the door to the captain's quarter. And you see in the center of the room is Nolgrim curled up, sleeping like a cat. And then there's a kobold, half on a chest, with a stab wound in its chest, but still come out in a treasure chest. And there is an empty crossbow right next to him for some reason.
I didn't say crossbow. I said I set up to make it look like a knife.
Sorry, a dagger that is clean next to him.
I wouldn't have left it clean. I would have put it just back into the wound.
Okay, so a stabbed kobold and a sleeping Nolgrim.
Okay.
One last thing.
God damn it, Fergus.
Richard, give me a stealth check. Only a natural 1 is the only way you fail this.
Oh boy, why did you have to say that? Oh boy!
So Nilgrim sneezes.
You see that there is a barrel in the start of the room that's rocking back and forth like someone's trying to get into it. It's just your fucking
I can't. I can't believe it. I literally can't. I literally can't believe.
The good news is this Drogar is the only one that knows.
I can't believe. I can't talk.
This is the best.
It's so dumb. Oh. Oh god.
And this is what happened.
Shouldn't I have had advantage at least because I was invisible anyway?
Man, I was letting you do it on anything higher than a natural 1.
You know who I am.
You know me.
Oh, whatever. I crawl out of the barrel.
The comedy is too good. You're still invisible, so this guy just has no idea what's going on, and Freya, you see all of this.
Okay.
Dead kobold.
Okay, well, we gotta
haunted
deal
barrel.
we-
Sleeping
we-
Nogrim.
We gotta deal with so much more now. The dead kobold?
Yeah, looks like he was stabbed.
Yeah.
Someone left the dagger in it. I thought they only did that in like stories.
I see Fergus now, right?
Also, wasn't he over the side of the ship? No, Fergus is still invisible. He's just something's trying to get into the barrel.
Nilgrim's at least.
Okay,
dripping
I
wet.
go over and I slap Fergus.
How do you find him?
He's wiggling in a barrel.
So, Fergus, someone slaps your ass, and you become visible
No,
again.
no, I'm doing it.
Hey, that doesn't break my invisibility. I'll have to know.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, Michael. Do you have the scene?
Hey, so what about the first degree murder that just happened over here?
Don't ask.
I'm asking a lot right now.
The
Not the plan.
plan sucks from the start.
Then why'd you do it?
I don't know. I'm tired.
I close the barrel. Okay.
Meanwhile,
well-
the Durgar's just watching this.
So,
well,
should
Jesus
I?
Christ, what do we do? The king's a murderer.
He was technically trying to escape and being a criminal
Oh my
anyway.
God. I love the idea with all the people you fucking killed. And like, now the king's a murderer. This one time.
Yeah, an escaped prisoner breaking into our chest.
Well, I don't know the context. There's just a dead body of a prisoner we had, and by the way, I'm lawful good at line.
Yep. Nogrim is still very much asleep and clearly dripping wet. The Duergar, I don't know a lot about you surface dwarves, but this is odd to me.
No, it's odd to us too.
Why is that one in the barrel? Should I go get someone, or
did we explain the whole thing with Fergus to her?
This isn't her.
no,
this is just some random Durgar.
This is just
Oh.
a random Duergar. This isn't Ignis. She's on the one bow. She's completely
Okay.
ignorant to all of this.
I'm gonna go get someone.
Should I?
No, stay here.
Okay.
Don't leave.
Right. Jigless, you can't find them. This water is filled with invisible eels and
All
leeches.
right, he's going to come back up and ask. He's going to come back up to the surface and holler to see if Nolgrim has come up yet.
It's just
Actually, at this
Taskell and a
point-
crewman on deck.
At this point, I don't know that there's a way for me to find him down there if I haven't found him yet.
I'm gonna. I don't know. Is everyone where I could like shout to them and get them to come over here? And...
Well, currently it's just I could say Jiggles is probably pulling on deck, and Taskell still hasn't moved, as far as I know.
It's a dumb plan.
I mean, you're
Jiggles-
like 3 miles past where you guys started this entire thing, because the ship's been moving, so you don't get caught by the drow.
Okay, Jiggles, Taskell, come here. We got a situation.
Yeah.
Oh, he did make it back on board. He just dimension doored into this room instead of outside like he should have. I spent 10 minutes searching for him. I hate to break it to you fellas, but your other buddy, that octopus, was long gone. I think he took him down to the deeps.
He's asleep in front of
So should I be staying here? Do I
we got a problem. This guy who saw the whole thing and knows where Fergus is.
Was I not supposed to?
What's your name?
I'm just gonna go.
No, you stay in here. We need you in the inner circle. What's your name, my friend?
I don't want to be here right now.
Your captain needs you here. Now, again, what's your name?
I am uncomfortable.
As this happens, I'm gonna start.
Well, we're gonna have to give you a little bit more gold to make you a little bit more comfortable, I think.
I feel like you're gonna kill me.
We're not gonna kill you, my friend.
That does not make it any better.
Couldn't he try a persuasion on this guy?
Yes. Give it a disadvantage.
The dice have turned against us.
I just leave the barrel at this point.
Worse, the dice have the giggles now.
Actually,
the barrel lid just flops open. Nobody comes out, but you hear someone grunting out of the barrel.
God, it'd be so much easier if we were evil. Then I could have just fucking made like Todd from Breaking Bad when this guy saw it.
That's what Fergus did to that kobold.
Yeah, but he was stealing, right?
He was stealing.
So at least it's kind of justifiable, you know.
What's he stealing? We don't have any money in that chest.
He wasn't successful. He was just trying.
Oh, it was food.
He was just looking for the picture of his wife and kids. Nah, it was totally like food and money.
He was digging through our box of leverage.
Yeah, I feel like you want to keep me like isolated so you can like have me get dragged over the side by a giant octopus.
No, we need to explain some things to you.
I'm scared.
It's okay to be scared. You can't be brave unless you're scared first. But I need you to be brave.
Not making me feel.
I just dropped my invisibility. Jiggles, do you not know how to talk to anybody?
Why don't you take it over?
I just look at him. I'm not wanted at port, so we were trying to fake my death. Are you happy? We don't want you to tell anybody. We will pay you for your silence.
No, God's sake, why didn't you just lead with that? Okay, I'll need 300.
I think we actually have that much left in the bag of holding.
Just let me move this kobold corpse.
Yeah, we have 500 left over, so I'll just give him 300.
Right then, puts in a belt patch. Good seeing you, dead man. Nolgrim, you wake up as he leaves.
What'd I miss? What? Where am I? What?
What? Why are you asleep?
because it would have taken him an hour otherwise to get back onto the deck because he decided to teleport here. And so
Door's
I
right
figured
there.
10 minutes would be better than an hour.
Why didn't he just open the door?
I was going to, but then I was put to sleep.
But then we would have had to explain why he would have teleported in here rather than the deck anyway. The whole plan sucks.
I mean, people can teleport wherever they want when they can teleport.
I don't know magic. Fuck, I just flipped something over.
Into the barrel.
I flipped the lid back on top of it.
Mm-hmm. There's still a kobold corpse in here.
All right, well, we show the crew what happens if you try and steal.
Well, I could take. Well,
No, here's a better plan. He was attacked when Nolgrim teleported in here. He attacked Nolgrim. Nolgrim defended himself. There's the answer.
Isn't this pretty simple? Isn't he a kobold? Can't we just mix him into a chum?
or I could. I mean, I got my spells back. I could take us both into the water, dump him, and then I teleport on the deck.
I think I prefer my life in the barrel.
Fergus like, fuck it. The guide doc can kill me.
At this point, yeah.
That fucker 300 gold pieces?
It's not like we're gonna buy anything anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Money's useless down here.
Gold.
Also, don't you
Well,
guys need to
either that or
get
the
3
plan doesn't
ballista
work at all.
repaired for money not being useful down here?
Hey,
That's why we're
Fergus,
gonna sell the other boat.
you ever consider not everything we get is for you to give away? Like our ancient artifacts of great power and our gold.
Well, then here, you want to take control of the bag of holding? I just kind of give it to Freya.
Actually, be probably pretty safe inside her mech.
Plus, you know, we're gonna need it at the dock.
Everyone's gonna know we're alive anyways because
Yeah, speaking of the dock, you should get back in the barrel and turn back invisible. And be quiet, really quiet.
We're still a day out, aren't we?
Yeah, but we've got to hold up the ruse until then.
All right, back in the barrel.
I'm already going. I just go in and I pull the lid over it.
I don't remember a life before the barrel.
I wait for the barrel to close and then slap the poop barrel label on it.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many asses being stabbed if that becomes a thing.
No, they don't poop into the barrel. They poop into a bucket and then they dump it into the barrel.
Yeah,
Again, so many
Everybody get in
asses
line,
being
grab your
stabbed.
buckets. We've got to camouflage him.
Yeah, and they just open up the barrel enough to like dump it in so they don't see you in there.
Hey, I mean, if you want to truly waste that 300 gold, I will leave the barrel right after the first bucket.
Shit bucket. Fine, we'll put what's something nobody likes.
Just leave the barrel blank. Who else besides us are going in the captain's quarters anyway?
Just put scurvy barrel on it.
Just a barrel of scurvy. Oh man, this entire sequence has been golden.
Okay, I put the label leopard drippings on the
I gotta pee.
Oh man, where's our dedicated fan base to make an animatic of starting with the octopus failing to climb, and Fergus taking actual damage?
I can't believe it. And then I roll fucking up. It happens every time.
I want my desktop wallpaper to be the first person perspective of the captain's cabin of a dead kobold hanging out of a chest, Nogum just on the ground curled into a ball sleeping, and just a barrel in the corner rocking back and forth.
If ever we wish that we had a fan artist among us.
I know.
I can't. I just can't.
I mean, then Jiggles got a natural one to convince someone he wasn't gonna murder.
I think that's a good stopping point.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm still having trouble breathing.
There's no way I can drag it back down after that.
The Sons of Dammerhall.
Man, I can't wait for this part of the Dwarven saga.
I still put my foot down. That was none of my plan.
Nope, that's 100% right.
Jiggles will trip on a piss puddle and break his neck and die.
Oh man. The natural one was so comical.
Yeah, lived mostly.
I couldn't breathe for a couple seconds there.
All right, let's see here. I have to calculate up XP for a second. It's not going to be
subtracting the bad plan experience. I get it.
Just for the good laugh, 1,000 experience points for everyone.
1,000. We did at least 1,001 XP worth of goo.
I don't want a single experience to muck up the numbers.
That was mostly for the Hydra, to be fair.
Oh god, my head hurts. I was laughing too much.
How do you count the hijinks or the foolery?